everybody! Oh, Green Bay Packers fans and you Chicago Bears fans too. Nah, we love y'all regardless. He's little buddy. I'm daddy. This is the 597,000th meeting between the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears.
It'll be an interesting game tonight between these two teams. As joining us in the chat here, the Happy Hodag.
Alrighty! Thanks for popping in early on.
Two of you watching, hope you're doing well. Sunday Night Football, big game in Green Bay.
This has been a regular on prime time. On Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, all the different footballs.
The pride of Pewaukee, Wisconsin.
Supposedly.
Easy Bears win.
I'll put it this way. If the Bears have any shot more than any game probably in the last 4 years they've played against Green Bay, this is the game.
Yeah.
This is the game because the Packers aren't fully healthy, although they do have some guys active who weren't last week.
Allen Lazard and Elton Jenkins back. Now, that still does mean David Bakhtiari and I'm pretty sure John Runyon are both out, but having that key all-pro tackle and the Packers really, who is our number one weapon, and Allen Lazard, at least in the passing game, it's going to be huge for this team. As now joining us in the chat, we have Hate Productions.
And John Jansen. Yeah, both of you. Thanks for popping in.
Yes. Rodgers has no receivers. TJ Watt, that's not true. Have you ever heard of Aaron Jones? I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's going to be huge in the screen pass.
Now, I will agree with you that the Packers receiving core is comparatively decimated because of what you're describing, TJ Watt, Adams being a huge loss. But I don't think it's going to necessarily be enough to curtail the Packers tonight. Now, it's very possible the Bears have their best shot at beating Green Bay in this game that they've had in years. I'm calling Packers 20-13.
I'm going to take the Pack. We'll go 27. We'll go 27-17.
Okay. John Jansen agreeing Packers, Bears, and Giants, Cowboys, always on prime time, it feels like.
I mean, I don't know why you'd ever put the Giants on prime time. They always stink. But
because it's the New York television market.
True. I mean, if you're looking for the best games, Giants-Cowboys is never the best game.
Right, but it's going to draw the most viewers because it's
that is true.
The team that gets the most eyeballs, the Cowboys, against the team with the biggest market, New York.
Traveling Fools in the chat saying, yo, 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 yo. What's up, what's up?
Absolutely. Tonight is a beerless night for me. I had one beer last week, I think it was.
Last weekend,
yep. The chocolate porter, which is good, but I'm just sticking with the cold coffee to keep me awake and water.
Yeah.
So, plus I've got some work that I got to get done after the game tonight. So, absolutely. Let's see.
Fields doesn't have to deal with rain. That is true. The rain finished up in Green Bay last I saw a little bit ago.
But he has to deal with a much better defense that he's going to face that he faced against the San Francisco 49ers, and they only put up 19 points in that game. Now, that said, the rain, yes, was a factor as it was against San Francisco.
Yeah.
It was a definite factor in that game. And I think Chicago has the best offensive weaponry, including a good offensive line than they've had in a while. And it gives our friend Santos Chronicles, it gives our friend Bet hope that this could be the Bears' chance. And I think this is their best chance. I think this is going to be a close one. I think Packers fans are going to be going through major indigestion. I think the Packers are going to win, but it's not going to be easy.
Happy Hodag, I apologize. I saw the forecast said it was going to be raining up until like 7 o'clock. TJ Watt, do you think the NFL has ever scripted? No.
You can't script the actions of what would that be? You can't script the actions of 92 active players playing a total of probably about 150 plays, 150 snaps overall. It's just impossible. It's impossible to do that. I mean, what you get with, for example, with the WWE, the scripting level is just ridiculous. And that's when you have 1-on-1. When you have 11-on-11, then it gets bonkers. Oh, the Kenosha Broad stop they're showing right now. We're going to stop there sometime on the way to back to Milwaukee on the drive.
cheese curd.
Yes. That stop there, the Kenosha Broad stop, and Santos Chronicles, please tell me, I think you've been there. Go check them out. I think you've been there before. You can't script that much and really be able to pull it off. Now, what you're saying, the refs sometimes having fishing moments, you never can say it's impossible for referees to not be paid off. You can never guarantee that it will never happen. But the thing is that if it's ever discovered, you've lost your career.
Yeah.
If you're a referee, you can't take that chance.
Yeah. ELS train tuber. I agree. Go Pack, go!
Woo!
205th time to be exact on the times that these teams have played.
Does that include the 2010 NFC Championship game and the 1941 Western Division playoff, the two playoff games they played?
I have no idea. That's just what NBC said. So,
Melissa Stark is back.
Yeah.
She's back on prime time after nearly 2 decades. She's a great reporter, ladies and gentlemen. She's awesome. She is awesome. So, yeah, and I've been to enough games at Lambeau Field under the lights. I've covered enough Sunday night, Monday night football games, preseason games. It is an incredible atmosphere for a night game. TJ Watt. I've covered the National Football League for more than 2 decades, working with the Green Bay Packers radio network before my news role with KYW News Radio, but I don't know anywhere near compared to what these guys who are on the field and who are coaching are. So, absolutely. You need A.J. Dillon tonight for fantasy.
I don't have anyone in my lineup for fantasy tonight.
Man.
I've no one. I didn't.
Bet. Why do my teams have bad OCS? Is that some sort of I'm joking, but indigestion issue? Man, I've discussed that.
Matt Eberflus, his first season with the Bears. What a name, Eberflus.
Is it Eberflus? Eberflus?
Eberflus.
Eberflus.
The former Colts defensive coordinator, as starting the game off. We're going to have the Bears kicking off to Green Bay.
Amari Rodgers, who is a kick returner, and in the words of Aaron Rodgers, that's about it for the Packers. And the ball gets kicked to about Appleton.
Yeah, that
so
sounds about right.
It gives the Packers the ball for the first time. We don't have the sound up because we want to make sure we're safe when it comes to copyright issues. So I did not hear what Aaron Rodgers said in terms of his alma mater. If it's still Butte Community College. So for me, it would have to be Marquette High and Marquette U if I was there. Santos Chronicles. Your boy Santos missed a pair of extra points. That could be critical today. Play number 1. Yep, they're going right to Aaron Jones.
Good to see him.
About 3.5.
I kept Aaron Jones on the bench, which is a crucial mistake because Jonathan Taylor only had 9 points today.
And thank you, TJ Watt. Thank you.
As we have Bet saying, fire Bill O'Brien, fire Greg Roman.
And we flip to ELS Train Tuber 2110. Ooh, you're not thinking there's going to be much today in terms of offense.
I said 20.
I don't think so either.
I said 27-17.
Yeah,
flag on the first play of the game, and it's going to be on the defense.
On Chicago. That on Chicago, late hit.
At first, I thought they were doing the WWE belt on them because that's what it looks like. Like, is Aaron Rodgers paying these riffs
no.
to the WWE belt? Let's see this.
Let's check on this. Yeah, I see extracurriculars, and it's that. Oh, it looked like he was going for the head there.
Yeah.
On the tackle, trying to grip us.
Cowboys won on a game-winning field goal bet.
From what I could tell, was a very weird game.
Yeah, it was.
There you go. Just grind it out. Grind it out. Grind it with Aaron Jones. Grind it with A.J. Dillon. Keep the pass rush off you. Make them think run. That will open up the play action pass, which I think the Packers absolutely need to do to open up their offense. John Jansen. Pujols hitting 698. The Brewers, you're asking, they won 2 out of 3 against New
Yeah.
York, even though Aaron Judge hit 58 and 59 today with the Yankees win.
So close. Did you see how close he was to 60?
No, I missed it.
Hit it off the left field wall.
And Nick the Legend, good to have Elton Jenkins back.
For
Absolutely.
sure, Nick.
Wide open for a first down. Beautiful.
Happy Hodak said, I predict Packers 28-14, and bet saying that Joe Burrow's trash, essentially.
He's trash when his line's trash.
Yeah.
Like 85, 90% of quarterbacks.
Yeah. Like Justin Fields.
Yep.
That's the best example I can give. But yeah, John,
Sammy Watkins, nice.
I am so rooting to see Pujols get 700.
Get 700.
And same for Judge. I have a lot of respect for both. I was impressed by the Brewers fans when Judge came up to the plate in the 9th, giving him a round of applause.
Awesome.
It was a standing ovation.
That's class.
And he was like 10 feet away from getting it home.
And there's AJ, not Corey Dillon. I may accidentally call him Corey once or twice here. Let's see. You heard bet that Brett Favre sold the Packers for a new tennis court.
He's had some fraud stuff happen, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I've got a Packers jersey, a Brett Favre jersey upstairs that I may be burning. I'm discerning that.
Well, I mean, in that case, we can just start burning this Aaron Rodgers jersey.
Nah. No, he hasn't defrauded the government.
True.
We've had some issues with him, but he hasn't defrauded the government. Sammy Watkins is an Eagles retread. That is true. I mean, the Packers are going to have to depend upon him this year so big time.
Yeah.
And that's
Are they not on PI?
uncatchable.
Okay.
He threw that thing to Door County. You're going to hear a lot of Wisconsin geography from me when balls are going out of bounds or when they're kicked out far away. You tend to hear that with me when I do commentary about games at Lambeau Field. Because I used to be the digital guy for WTMJ during games, the Green Bay Packers radio flagship station at the time. I used to be their digital storyteller, especially during games, and I'd be live tweeting like crazy. I think I would give different first down.
Alan Lazar, first catch of the year.
Right.
Woo!
Pro threw that all the way to Chicago. That's the thing. You're seeing north is left, south is right. So you're thinking a lot of land with Chicagoans own, which is Door County, Wisconsin. And bet saying Rodgers sold his stake to El Chapo. Oh, man.
Hold on. But you said they – oh, yeah, because the kick was to Appleton, which is south.
Yeah. Who else on Saturday hitting 698 next to bat hit it to the warning track so close?
Oh,
we want it. We want it.
Everyone
Even
does.
us Brewers fans want it. Oh, nice cutback to turn like -2 into 2 by Dylan.
I know that
there's nothing there.
I know we have Santos Chronicles in here. Do you want Albert Pujols to hit 700 as a Cubs fan? I think that's like, do even Cubs fans want it? Because I would. That's just me.
You know what?
Lazard on my bench. Same, John. Same.
Amen. You know what here? Santos Chronicles, you want to join us? If you're there,
You can.
tell us in the chat if you want to join us. We'll throw you in. Under the 11-minute mark of the first quarter, Packers on the first drive of the game.
Run,
Oh my gosh, Myers just got blown up by Blackson, who just tore into Dylan to make a third down at something or other. I mean, Myers just got flattened. Yeah, he just got beat. He was trying to move towards the left, and the lineman just stayed at home and was smart. Jeez. Third and the down length that you do not want, the yardage length you do not want.
See
Because-
Roquan Smith on the screen there.
Because the pass rushers are going to go right after him.
Bet saying Pops played with Curly Lambeau. And Santos says sure.
All right. Now where's the link here?
Invite?
Invite, which is where? Not seeing it.
Invite,
there we are.
Yeah. You're good, Santos. We're always delayed, except for today, because we're using the antenna instead of the normal.
I'm going to get you on Instagram chat here to get you in.
So now
All right, just into Instagram you. You should be in.
Here's third down.
And it's third and what? Was it against us or them? I didn't see it while I was helping our friend Santos Chronicles.
Santos says, let me set up. All right, sounds good.
No, we got you. We got you. We'll see you when you come in.
Yeah.
It's still 3rd and 10, so it was a nothing burger.
Yeah, they. I think there was a timeout or something. Yeah, it was a timeout
All right.
Green Bay.
All right, fans. Rodgers. Have full facial hair, including beard, have a mustache, or just clean shaven. What should he do? Besides run out of the pocket and save that play beautifully for a first down to Aaron Jones.
I think he was.
He caught it. He caught it. That's a first down. The refs are saying first down.
And I agree with that call. He was out of bounds when the ball came out.
The thing is, what's weird about the NFL rules is that your football move can still be out of bounds. Yep. Oh yeah, he held on while he was in bounds.
Down.
That's a catch.
It's a catch. Easy catch. What happened? Flag. I think that's going to be a false start on Green Bay.
Yeah, they were basically just trying to stop the refs from reviewing it, and they got a false start out of it. I would rather have a false start in 1st and 15.
Nick says he doesn't think it's a catch. I think it was.
He not only got 2 feet down as he was holding it, but he made multiple steps while in bounds.
Nick says that is a catch. And he said, I wanted AJ to make nice catches. As I told you earlier.
Yeah.
I think AJ Dillon's going to be that back. I think you're going to see Aaron Jones more in that.
He's going to be one of their key pass receivers. And he has to be because the Packers' pass receiving core is like squat.
So 1st and 15 now for Green Bay at the 18. And that's a screen pass drop by Romeo Doubs.
It could be worse.
The Bears are doing Bears things by acting like they got a fumble when obviously they didn't. Beller seems to be a pretty good actor.
That is.
Look at that.
Yep.
Look at that, man.
That was PI.
That was on the... No. I'm not talking about...
that was late. Yeah.
No, I mean him trying to pick it up and act like he was... Exactly, Nick. What was that? That's a great question, Nick. Okay, so 2nd and 15. Yeah, the target went to Dobbs there, Romeo Dobbs.
All right.
And
how do we tell if someone's in the waiting room for us?
We'll just see him in the background.
Great defensive play. No, great defensive play. That was a fantastic job.
I mean, Nick, that's just how it is.
Yep.
Yeah, 87. Dobbs isn't on.
Like I said earlier to you today, Rodgers right now, his receiving core are the two of us, you and your dad.
And if people are like, why are they talking about how they know Nick? Nick, we were literally just kind of talking. We ended up being at the same place.
Yeah.
So we were just kind of talking.
Yeah.
About the Eagles and the Packers and the Brewers and the Phillies.
3rd and forever.
Yeah, 3rd and 15 at the 18. Rodgers. You can tell.
Yeah. That's called a coverage sack that just happened.
He just did the home run celebration. I was hoping he would do the belt because then.
Yeah, that's called a coverage sack where your receivers just don't get open.
Yeah.
Your receivers do not get open. I beat Father Jacques Marquette.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Mike Evans did not help your fantasy team.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore got into a huge brawl.
Oy.
Yeah, the baseball celebration.
That's not good. What, Bob Probert wasn't around? All right, here we go. Mason Crosby.
It's up and it's good.
All right, let's change the score.
3-0 Green Bay with 8:33 left in the first quarter.
Excellent.
Packers get on the board first.
Excellent. All right, I am going to step out momentarily. I shall be right back.
All righty. So, hope everyone's doing well. Let us know how you're doing, how your fantasy team is doing today. As I'm going to go ahead and share my fantasy. So, Nick, Stat Sheet Sports, Chicago Sports Network, and I are all in a league together. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my stats today as I go to my Fantasy Cast page. Miami of all teams. Oh, man. Okay, let me get Fantasy Cast and then share screen. Alright, so there is my fantasy. Okay, let me get updated here on the comments. So we have Nick saying, again, although Packers score, the offensive line is to blame as Rodgers doesn't have a lot of time for sure. What's up, Devontae Adams getting me 9 points garbage? Yeah, Mitchell's same. And Nick, Nick and I both had him in different leagues starting. So, here's my cast here up against Stat Sports, aka Young Link, as I'm going to go ahead and take myself, or no, I don't want that. We're gonna put, okay, so now you should be able to see it, and I'm also gonna take down the banner so you can see that. Okay, there. So I'm currently winning 79.8 to 76.1. We still have 2 to play. I've got the duo of Allen and Diggs. Statue Sports has Hurts and Henry both playing Monday night. But yeah, Devontae Adams with only 9.2 didn't help me at all. Then Jonathan Taylor getting 7.3, terrible. Darren Waller 17, that's good. Nick Chubb had a huge day for me. 32.3 Chargers D with only 1 on Thursday, and 13 for Evan McPherson was phenomenal. On the other side for Stat Sheet Sports, Cooper Kupp 31.8. Debo struggled against Seattle 14.7. Kelsey, same thing, only 10.1. Javonte Williams 9.5. No points for him from the Colts D, and 10 points from him for Justin Tucker. And that's your fantasy update.
All right.
I was just giving my fantasy team.
First injury update of the game. Daddy Sorgi with a leg injury. Return is probable. I'm here.
Equinemius St. Brown, the former Packer, playing against his old team for the first time. Same for Lucas Patrick.
They got some strange names. Mustafa Eberflus.
Where's our boy Lucas Patrick?
Borum.
Lucas Patrick ain't starting. What's your problem, Bears?
I mean, Chicago's got some interesting names on their roster, and they are what they are. I mean, Sorgi's a strange name in some ways.
Bet saying this is Rodgers and Brady's last year. No, it isn't. For Rodgers, at least, he's still got that bigger deal. Kittle is still hurt. Yeah.
Fancy schmancy. I have no idea what you're referring to.
Me getting rid of all the scores and setting it up.
Yeah.
Mitchell saying then I go against Lamar and
40 fantasy points and still gets beat.
Nick says, dude, Mitchell, we're facing the same person. Mitchell saying, I'm trusting AJ Brown. I Tucker in fantasy. Santos is the best name they have.
Nice.
Dude, same here. AJ needs to carry for me to win.
First down, Chicago on
David
some
Montgomery.
Fantastic slithering moves.
Pop's got a bad case of Tua turning the ball over syndrome.
He turned the ball over. He threw 6 scores today.
Yeah.
Man, that was bonkers to watch.
But, yeah, so I don't have Justin Tucker, but our boy Stat Sheet Sports 2 was supposed to come on, but it ended up he had to work tonight.
Jair Alexander with a missed tackle, but it was probably more excellence of just skittering around him by Montgomery.
Pops created the Big Bang. Gotta love that.
Does my hairline give it away? Does my hairline give it away, kid?
That's
it's all good. All good.
Me and Pops have the same thing. We both have leg injuries. Nick was telling me about his whole thing. Nick got a bee sting.
Ooh.
While playing soccer today.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's unlikely I'll be back into play.
I can understand.
Well, Nick, what about wiffle ball? That's the real question. Who cares about your soccer game? We gotta think about those wiffle ball games.
Yeah, you two are wiffle ball warriors.
Oh, he kills me in wiffle ball every time. But yeah.
Man.
I beat him like once out of the 50 times we played. Everyone gets a broken leg. Unfortunate for the Packers. Their best wide receiver goes down
with a bee sting.
Nick the
They've
Fastest
had some issues with
Crunch.
their training staff in the past, but nothing like that.
Oh, man.
Man.
So, 6:24 left in the first quarter, 2nd and 10 for Chicago. At
We're going to
midfield.
take a television timeout. Well, we're not, but they are.
We're not.
So, but, all right. Quick discussion here while we're sitting here. Best rivalry in pro football.
Oh, easy Packers Bears.
Amen. But some people may disagree.
Oh, I know what Nick's going to say, but NFL says, Anthony, what's the score? It's 3-0.
Is the NFL shutting us down?
There's the score.
It was up. It was up already.
I took it down so I could show the fancy thing.
Okay.
But yeah, there it is. It's back.
Nice.
NFL. What is NFL doing here?
We'll find that. We'll find out here.
The real question. John says, I have Lamar on my fantasy team. Also facing Miami defense. That was an outstanding game for me. Probably still going to lose because of Hunter Henry. Mike Evans, a little help too. Santos, of course, Packers Bears. The oldest rivalry, at least.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry about it. I got this. I got this. If you can watch things, I'll take care of this.
So, tomorrow night, I'm excited for the double header that we've got going on.
Yeah, that ain't NFL.
Yeah,
I thought so.
But I've never seen NFL around here, so I don't know. We got 9 watching. Hope everyone's doing well.
Appreciate that.
Let's see. Also, Trey Lance is out for the year with a broken ankle.
Oh,
So Jimmy G is back to being the starter in San Francisco.
He got the Jay Sorge injury.
Yeah. Also,
I've had the injury that he has right now. It ain't pretty.
Dalton Schultz is being evaluated tomorrow, or not tomorrow morning. He's having an MRI on the knee, and Hunter Renfrow might have a concussion. So those are kind of your injury things.
Right. Best rivalry, Santos Chronicles. Amen. You are 1,000% correct. But I will say it's not the most bloodthirsty.
That's easily Cowboys.
Among the fans, at least, especially with one fan base. I don't think Dallas puts as much emotion into it as Philadelphia does, especially having lived here.
Hashtag Dallas sucks.
With the players, I would say the most passionate, bloodthirsty rivalry is probably Ravens-Steelers.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I would definitely say that. And John Jansen, odd rivalry, call it the Josh Norman game. Washington versus Carolina.
Yes, sir. Talk is king. Go Pack, go.
Amen. But Chicago's now got the football at the Green Bay 23 after a pretty darn good catch by St. Brown.
Nick with the breaking news. Packers reporter Alex Wilcox, as a Pro Bowl receiver Nick the Legend, will be out for 4 weeks. Pure frustration to Rodgers as he loses a key piece of the offense.
And talk is you can't stand the Steelers, but you're a Pitt fan. How's that happen?
Yeah,
Tell
that's
us.
a great. How did you become a Packers fan? Speaking of Jordy, I've got my Jordy cup. Actually, it's his Jordy cup.
He's using it.
David Montgomery there with the first.
Oh man, yeah, they're gashing him. I said at the beginning of this, Chicago Bears fans, this is your best shot. This is your best shot at winning this thing.
Odd rivalry, the Battle of the Bay, Bucks Packers.
My gosh, from way back in the day.
Niners Seahawks.
Oh, down to the 4-yard line.
Come on.
Oh, come on, defense. What is this? What is this?
Joe Barry, do your job.
Well, players do their job too. I mean,
okay, here's the answer.
I mean, when Kenny Clark is getting control, there's something wrong. I mean,
good tackle by Campbell though.
Yeah.
Taco Spit says, my favorite color was green growing up. My mom went to buy a Steelers jersey, but she couldn't find one. The one I wanted, and she ended up buying me a Brett Favre jersey. That's how I became a fan. Colts Patriots during Manning v. Brady, says John. That's another good one.
So not good. So not good. I mean, and it's unusual for the Packers to just get run right out of the building. But with the play that they ran there, they sent someone as a receiver into the space that Fields was running on what looked like a planned play. So it took away the defenders and created a space for Fields to get to the end zone.
That's a Madden play.
Yeah.
That's something I do in Madden.
But it works.
It does. That says y'all need to get Eddie Lacy out of this name.
And that's good to make it 7-3.
Talk is fit. There's a Packer bar everywhere. There's a Packer bar in Rome.
Seriously? There is a Packers bar in Rome. Just a little story for you. In fact, you'd be really interested in this with the Pittsburgh connection. When I was covering the I wasn't at the Super Bowl, but I did some coverage from the studio for the Packers radio network and for WTMJ back in Milwaukee. And I did a story on the fact that right near the Vatican, a couple blocks away from the Vatican, there is a Packers bar. It's an Irish bar that doubles up as a Packers bar on Packers game days. A block and a half away is a Steelers bar. La Botticella, great bar. I mean, they're within like a block and a half of each other. And so at like 12:30 in the morning, they have like this block party for the Super Bowl for a sport that's not played in Italy. In the middle of the night, they're having this block party between these Packers and Steelers bar for that Super Bowl.
Santos,
I love that.
Without a doubt, Fields does have so much potential.
And if you could put the right bodies around him, I mean, granted, San Francisco isn't a, I mean, yeah, they were a playoff team last year. They did very well. But for Justin Fields last week to have the highest average time of pass protection of any quarterback in the league last year or last week, that says something. I mean, if you give him time, he's going to be somebody. He is really going to be somebody.
I don't have a Ha Ha Clinton Dix jersey, but I love the name Ha Ha Clinton Dix.
Jimmy Fallon loved that name especially.
Nick says, I would say Eagles Cowboys, but I'm biased. Unbiased opinion would have to be Ravens Steelers. Oh, that's great.
That is a...
Now, I know we also have a lot of college football fans, so I'm going to ask... So I'm going to go ahead and ask...
Time out with Henry. NFL Up in Chat was trying to recruit Anthony. There's no real recruiting. Tough game for the Brewers Yankees with 5 home runs. That's baseball now. I mean...
I think ELS trained you for commented twice. I think there was a glitch in the system
that's
there.
okay.
But that happens all the time. I get glitches. Like, I'll think I sent it, and then I don't send it, so I resend it, but it's sent twice, and it always annoys me. But biggest college football rivalry, same for MLB, NBA, whatever. Kind of like, what are those rivalries that you love watching? For college football, to me, it's Army-Navy.
Oh, no problem. No problem. With that Santos Chronicles. It's okay. No issue at all. All good. And you got the link, so feel free to pop in and join us. And John Jansen, you like how Major League Baseball's natural rivalries, the NFL doesn't have it. I mean, they have a little bit of it with some of the divisional rivalries where it's close by, like Packers-Bears or Giants-Eagles, things like that. But
I like that bet. Yeah, that's a good point. Time out. Okay, top 5 NFL teams. Number 1 Packers, number 2 Eagles. Then probably number 32 Vikings, number 32 Bears, number 31 Vikings, number 30 Cowboys, number 29 Patriots. That's essentially
1, 2, 3, and 4 the Packers. 5 is the Eagles.
Yeah.
35 million is Patriots. 34,999,999 the Cowboys. The Bears actually don't mind that much. The Vikings are probably, to me, a much more bloodthirsty game than the Bears.
It is a much
First
more
down.
bloodthirsty game. That's true.
First down. All
John
right.
Jansen, Missouri versus Kansas. Yeah, that's a Kansas. Kansas is good this year.
They're hot. Lance Leopold, UW Whitewater grad, their coach.
Yes, sir.
They got grabbed, but their ex-coach.
Yeah,
They give you water when they won some D3 national championships. The man can coach football.
I mean, Henry, like, there are fan bases I have respect for that, like, I'm cool with. So, like, I have a lot of respect for the Chiefs fan base or the Bills fan base.
Totally okay.
It's on the Instagram, Santos. You should have gotten it on Insta. 2 words. Oh, yes, bet, without a doubt.
Boo Cowboys, boo Raiders, boo Panthers, and yes, 10,000% truth bet. Iron Bowl, as Bugs Bunny want to call it.
Nick says the Cowgirls do better without Crybaby Dak. What a coincidence.
The man is immensely talented, but they're just not winning with him. Oh, my gosh. Bad throw.
Yes, ELS. We got to bring it back home to Madison. Got to bring it back home. Yo, Henry, we can hate the Cowgirls together.
Nice. Nick. Good job, Rodgers.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. Just survive. Get out of bounds and live. That's okay.
And get off the Bears sidelines.
They're not going to do any dirty hits like that. That's not back when George Hallis was on the Bears sidelines.
Okay, I'll look at Instaft right. Okay, cool, Santos. Anthony Barr is now on the Cowboys.
That's right.
So Nick and I both hate him.
Did you already mention?
Yeah, I got everything.
Okay, Paul Bunyan axe. Okay.
Yes.
Excellent.
Got to bring the axe home.
All right, flaggage. Excellent.
Flag. Yeah, that's going to be on Brisker.
That's going to help. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's holding. That's obvious holding.
As I'm the ref at school, I get to do you know where my flag football flags are?
I don't.
I need to find them so I can start calling flags on extracurriculars after the play, because we had a lot of that Friday.
Yes, there was a ton of laundry on that Happy Hodag.
Oh, little screen jet sweep there to Christian Watson.
And Christian Watson. Oh, beautiful stretch across the line to get the first down, almost like it was the pylon, and they're not giving it to him.
Yeah,
they're not giving it to him.
Christian Watson, without a doubt. That was a beautiful play, beautiful setup to get Watson with that screen pass.
That's all dependent upon the contract situation.
He's the power back. Jones is the receiving back.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan is the power back.
And in the NFL, it is always helpful to have a two-headed back combo versus one.
Yes.
You rarely win championships with one feature back. First down and more. Beautiful.
Bet says, I heard Pops is the real Ruby. And Nick says nice to that flag.
Nice.
Nick says, I think I'm going to have to be a ref with the injury because I'm the only. Nick, you can be a ref with me because we got to start calling those flags. Those people be pushing after the play like this. That's what they be doing.
Where's my flag?
That's what they're
do that to you.
That's what they're doing at recess. They're going to each other. I'm like, why are y'all doing this? And I'm the ref. I'm supposed to be calling this, and we've come to a consensus decision.
Play action. There you go. Wide open.
There's Mr.
Sammy Watkins. First down after about 16 yards. I like it.
Let's go, Sammy.
That's what the running game allows you to do. Opens up the bigger plays when, even if you don't think you have the great receivers, you can get some productivity in the passing game.
We're from Wisconsin.
Yep. Yeah, for those who don't know our story, we moved from Milwaukee to Philadelphia back in 2021. Last year when I got my new job here in Philadelphia. But so that geography has something to do with it.
From Wisconsin.
We are from Wisconsin. And a -1 on first down for Dylan. But it's also because, especially on my end, I worked for 22 years for the Green Bay Packers radio network. I grew up loving the team anyway. Our family had season tickets to the games back when they played 3 games a year in Milwaukee. And my grandfather knew Vince Lombardi from the Knights of Columbus, which they both served in. So, yeah, there's no way I was not going to be a Packers fan.
We add the Eagles, but Packers are number 1.
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, that explains. Yeah, exactly. Pops remembers using Nick calling contact against me, illegal contact with that 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Oh, they're for sure lying considering me and Anthony are twins, JK. Nick and I do look really similar. Can we get a side-by-side?
Oh, well, we have one.
Sure.
We have one. Let me open up a
Nick is
video.
just like 2 inches shorter than me and has slightly longer and lighter colored hair.
Fine.
And that's literally it. Pops tamed the dinosaur, says Pat.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna grab a screenshot.
And Nick and I think the same a lot too. That's the other thing. We think the same. Nick, we need to change. Nick, you need to change your thing to. Hold on, I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text it to you.
What I'm trying to find is actually the graphic from one of the videos that we previously did, which actually has them next to each other. I'll just go and find the screenshot.
Oh.
I'll find the screenshot.
My boy Pat isn't holding back, says Nick. ELS says, I'm glad I found your channel. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Nick says we're glad you're here. Yeah, Nick.
We love it. Love it. Thank you. Let's see. Here, I'll show it on the channel itself here. Hang on. All right. Did they just switch the second quarter, by the way?
I think so. Hold on.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it. I got it.
Nick, I just texted you what you need to change your name to.
Ruh-roh.
There's some great names on YouTube, like Alan V. Troll Patrol. Bet. Nick, you like that? Yeah, you should change it to that. That would be pretty cool. Hold on, I'm going to send you a quick text, Nick.
All right. Here, we're going to do this. All right, now we can show you that graphic just to compare.
Okay. I just sent Nick a text.
Just to compare. Okay, where am I screenshotting here? Where is this?
Top 3. 1 Packers, 2 Bucks, 3 Bills. Now that would be an interesting combo. That's an interesting combo because I can't stand the Bucks because they beat us too much. But all the respect in the world for the Bills. Their fans are awesome. I love how they jump through tables and all that fun stuff.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Where?
Okay, Nick just said, yeah, Pop's top Ben Franklin had a fly guy, and that's a touchdown for the Backers. Aaron Jones!
Aaron Jones, man!
Okay, so Nick says I can. I want to go ahead and Nick says, I secretly love Train. So I hit the sub.
Okay, now what you're seeing is the screen share between
there we go.
Anthony and Nick.
Our facial features are pretty similar. We both have glasses that look similar. Our eyebrows look similar.
Oh, Alan Lazard with the block.
Teeth are similar.
There you go. When you block a linebacker and you get the job done, it's a beautiful thing.
But I got Nick's permission to say this. Congrats to Nick on being an uncle now.
Uncle Nick!
As Nick's sister had a baby, so congratulations to Nick and his family.
And we've got to find like a
Mr. Marvel, correct me if I'm wrong, but who needs UFC when we have Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore?
I know.
Is that the kid from Home Alone? Who? Nick? Not AJ Dillon. Yeah, it's not. Sorry, John. Nah, bet. Roasted you comedy. I'm not over here.
That's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
That's beautiful. Right now, we are watching on the screen
some cheese.
Not just some cheese, but the fact that the Green Bay Packers have not drafted a wide receiver in the first round since I think it was 2002.
Yeah, that's what they said. Or a running back or a tight end.
Right. And that's because in many cases, they just needed defensive help so much. And they've just swung and missed so often on defensive picks.
Deep kick. They're
stopping from getting to the 25. That's what you do on special teams.
My parents are ass wild laughing.
That's awesome.
Okay, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab some snacks.
Excellent. Hey, remember you got dinner. Did you have dinner earlier?
I never had dinner.
Then eat what I made for you.
I was just going to grab like one of those Auntie Anne's pretzels because I'm not that hungry.
Yeah, but then you can be eating later. So whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. Just have the ham and cheese. I'll put it that way.
Oh, okay.
If you want the pretzel, that'll be fine. Play action for Chicago. And Justin Fields, ball down. Did we get it? No, Chicago got it back. Chicago got it back. ELS Train Tuber 501. That Jordan Love trade paid ridiculous. That Jordan Love trade and draft pick paid ridiculous dividends for the Green Bay Packers. And not for anything that Jordan Love has done. The reason why is because it lit a fire under Aaron Rodgers. And notice what happened since then. 2 straight. Oh, beautiful open field tackle. Rasul Douglas. Woo! But what that draft pick did was light a fire under Rodgers. And now he's won 2 MVPs. It angered him into becoming a great player again. Into becoming the kind of world-class quarterback we know he can be. So, yes, absolutely. 49ers defense doing good in fantasy this week. Crabtree versus Talib. Those fights have nothing on hockey fights, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing. And bet, Nicholas, you haven't seen anything yet. Things are going to get a lot more hectic. Oh, by far. Oh, open field tackling. Rasul Douglas again stopping the gain. And Chicago's got a punt. Beautiful. Bet. Pops trained star. I'll tell you, though, I met him. I interviewed him a few times. And the day that I met him, the weekend that I met him, he was not the most important person I met that weekend. Because in less than 24 hours afterward, I met my wife. I met Anonymai. I met the kid's mom. So, amen. So, Bart Starr was part of a very important weekend in my life. Nick the Legend, another retread of the Eagles, Rasul Douglas. Retread of a few teams, I think. And that was just a ridiculous pickup for the Packers. Amazing pickup for the Packers. And there's going to be some great stuff coming, Nick. 10,000%. You knew someone who met Broadway Joe. He was completely gone. We've seen way too much public display of completely goneness by Broadway Joe, to put it mildly. But the man can throw football. The man had a cannon. He was not a great decision maker. I want to say he is the only quarterback in the Super Bowl era who's made the Pro Football Hall of Fame who ended his career with more interceptions than touchdowns. Just ridiculous. Mr. Marvel. Packers not as good as Brewers. You're right. You're really right, even with the way that they lost to the Yankees today. The Brewers are performing better right now than the Packers have in the first 75-plus minutes of the NFL season. And that's the thing. The first 75 minutes of the NFL season. I think with their injuries and with their incredibly young and inexperienced receiving core, their worst was going to be at the beginning of the year. That's why I think they're going to beat Minnesota in their rematch, even though they lost to them handily in week 1. I think that is going to play. That's going to be a case. Nick the Legend, Donovan McNabb, and I had a conversation while eating at a card show. Very nice guy, but was horrible. He was not horrible. he wasn't good enough in particular games that really mattered, particularly that Super Bowl against New England in Jacksonville.
Correct uniform on.
Okay.
Anthony Sorgi reporting for duty.
You quesadilla the ham? Did you get the pretzel?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
This will be good enough. But I added an extra thing of cheese.
Yes.
This isn't really a quesadilla. It's more of a wrap.
Let's see. You can tell Aaron Rodgers is just PO'd. He's been that way, at least for 75 minutes.
Nick the Mod.
And you're glad we traded a hater to San Diego. He's been horrible since leaving Milwaukee. There are a lot more factors involved. And that could have been DPI. They're not going to call it on Gordon. But I think with Hader, there's more than we know. There's a lot more than we know. I think some of it, that could have been DPI, but they weren't going to call that. And it was a low throw anyway.
No, Nick, you don't have to tell them anymore now. I'm just messing around.
Yeah, but, I mean, there was more going on than we know. I think there was more going on within Hader individually. I think there was more going on with the relationship with the Brewers that I think affected his performance. And I think the more than we know, the Brewers knew about it and said, we've got to let him go. And got what they could for him with San Diego. And it's been proven that it was a smart move.
Uh-huh.
But what it did was it put a distrust in the Brewers locker room with management, which you never want. Because your motivation goes...
Especially for like that first week after the trade.
You just saw some great replays with the work of Elton Jenkins.
You good?
I'm tired.
Okay.
Yeah. And why he was so important. Why they missed him last week against Minnesota. A.J. Hawk or Clay Matthews? Oh, you got to go Clay Matthews. A.J. Hawk was a solid player. He wasn't worth the number 5 pick in the draft, but he was solid. Clay Matthews was a playmaker. Oh, man. Hard hit. Absolutely legal. Absolutely legal there. He got him with a push to the chest as he was holding on to the football. And Rodgers did the smart thing with the incomplete pass. And you could see the Chicago safety reading what was coming very well. And a couple of swim moves by the blitzing linebacker. Chicago's defense is good. They got a good defense, folks. Who's going to have more fantasy points? Oh, is he hurt? Is he hurt or is he just PO'd? He's just PO'd.
Oh, Robert Quinn sacked him. We all know what that means. We all know what that means, folks. Aaron Rodgers is going to go off. Robert Quinn sack means the Packers win. Like 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Did he belt him, though?
I don't think so. Yeah, there was no way he was going to be able to pull that.
Aaron Jones is going to have more fantasy points.
Easily, especially in the receiving game. Especially in the receiving game.
I set him on my bench. Probably not a good pick considering how bad Jonathan Taylor was. Oh, it's so close to nailing him down.
Yeah, instead of that punt by O'Donnell just slipped into De Pere. Which, by the way, De Pere, Wisconsin, great town. Great town. That's where the Packers stay.
That's south of Green Bay, right?
Yeah, that's where the Packers stay during training camp at St. Norbert's College. Ooh. Let's see. Holy, that was a rocket punt. That was a bomb.
Holy moly.
Bet Pops remembers Adolf Klebon. I'm going to have to look that up.
Who?
All right. We're researching this.
That remembers Adolf Klebon.
All right. Adolf Cleveland. Okay, he was a quarterback who did play for the Packers in 1921 before immediately retiring. A Milwaukee native, by the way, which is awesome.
Did you forget about that name?
I'd never heard that name.
Really?
I don't know every single name of every single Packer ever played.
True.
And back then, too, the quarterback was more of a blocking back.
Okay, fair.
So,
good point.
Really didn't matter much.
ELS says AJ Dillon. I don't know. Both are going to be good.
So, but
both are good.
Now I've done back when I was with the Packers Radio Network. I was actually their features reporter, and I did a lot of like back in the day throwback features about the Packers. And I forgot to mention this. Maybe we may need to go back to where we shot a feature vlog video where we were last night. There's a Packers connection to there.
At that place?
In that neighborhood.
Oh.
I'm going to have to look it up and be specific about it, but there was a very important Packers game that had to do with that place. We'll look it up.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You may not. We'll see. And we got some adventures that we need to get shooting. We've got about 15 vlogs and about 12 food experience videos that are in the can. Mm-hmm. We're just waiting for the time that we're going to be in a better position to do editing for those, because those take forever to edit. And with what we've got on our plate right now with life, there's just too much. That's why we're doing a lot more lives and a lot less vlogs. But we'll get there. Chicago with the football at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10. And a lot of yellow hankies on the field again. And some chippiness. False start, Chicago. Excellent.
Nick.
Red Kirkman. 1933 Eagles.
He always says I was looking through the internet.
Excellent. Good researcher. Now, I want to say the Eagles started in 1933. Is that correct?
I think that is.
I should know all this because NFL Films' offices are like right across and a little bit north, right across the Delaware River from us. So, all right, there's a little defense. Excellent. 2nd and 15 coming up. Yes, you are correct. A team called the Yankees once played a team from Iron Mountain, Michigan, where your auntie lived for many years.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I've been in Iron Mountain, Michigan. There ain't much to Iron Mountain, Michigan,
says
folks.
You are correct.
Oh, my gosh. Speaking of, oh, my gosh, a 5-yard run for Chicago to get back to the original line of scrimmage on 1st down.
Pops remembers
Jim Taylor. I've interviewed him, but I didn't see him play, but I've seen enough game film to know that the man was probably a harder runner. He had beast mode runs. You go back and watch some of the old NFL films when Jim Taylor played, he had beast mode level runs that were just off the charts.
John Lynch.
I mean, we would have been tweeting about him incessantly for the runs that he had back then. Here's where Fields is dangerous. He was over the line of scrimmage. That's not going to count. That 1st down is not going to count.
Flag.
Yep.
Flags. You see this yellow thing? Flag.
That's called a rookie not being aware.
Well, he's not a rookie.
Not a rookie anymore, but a young player not being aware of where he is and making a mistake because he doesn't have the consciousness of the moment. Oh, you're from a small town, Beecher, Wisconsin. You go to Iron Mountain a lot in a regular week. Where's the best place for pasties in Iron Mountain? Our family would get those when we would visit your auntie when she used to live there.
Kenny!
Mountaineer Lair with Kenny. Thank you for popping in.
Kenneth Hill's new YouTube name.
Awesome.
Good to see you. Kenny, did you get that figured out? Did you get the logo I set you up with? I hope that worked out.
Nice. Chicago's going to have to punt here.
Who's that new punter? Because it's not Pat O'Donnell.
Nope. He sends a punt back to the
not little
26. All right, Amari. There you go. Gain some yardage. Get some momentum. Get near midfield. Like it. Ooh, the pasty oven. You ever had a pasty? They're very similar. I should say somewhat similar to the theory behind pepperoni rolls in West Virginia.
Yeah. If not, you should have. I mean, I feel like I should have had one, but
because a pasty is like this, almost like a calzone, but it has like meats and onions inside it. It's basically meant to be something that you warm up, that you take down in the morning when you're going down to work in the mines, and it stays warm all day. And it's this pocket that you just eat your lunch with.
What kind of mines?
Iron mines, coal mines. That was what a lot of the West Virginia coal miners, that was the theory behind a pepperoni roll. Exactly. It would stay good. You just take it down and eat it while you're working.
Exactly. But and same for pasties and iron mines in Wisconsin.
Yep. Highway 141. We're close to 41.
Kenny, we are good. You're good. All good.
You're all right.
Oh, your brother. I will though. Okay, cool.
Now, what I will say between pasties and pepperoni rolls, pasties are better comfort food. Pepperoni rolls are better because pepperoni. I mean, I'm Italian, of course. Pepperoni.
What did I hear about? Oh, Golden Blue Dude is working on.
Ooh, the pasty oven selling hash puppies or hush puppies. We love hush puppies by far. By far. By the way, we're in a break in the action. That's why we're not reacting much to the Packers game itself. But hush puppies, you would awaken Anana Mommy upstairs. She would be off.
She's already awake.
About the hush puppies. Oh, homemade pepperoni rolls. We'll be right over. And Pops has a Charles Martin jersey. Do you know the story of Charles Martin?
Her name.
He was the guy that in 1986, the year after the Bears won the championship.
The Bears.
Hush puppies. Yes. Outstanding. Like a meatsy pie, just like a good pasty. But in 1986, Charles Martin had on his towel a list of the Bears that he was going to knock out of the game. And he literally did that to Jim McMahon, the Bears quarterback. He just grabbed him after an interception. McMahon was just standing there. He grabbed him around the waist, threw him down, broke his shoulder, and gave him an injury that affected the rest of his career.
And that's how Jim McMahon ended up as a Packers backup.
Yes. Rodgers all the time in the world. But again, they're covering guys downfield, so you can only throw to Cobb. He does get 9 yards.
Pet says, don't worry, Pops. I've been Googling old Packers.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But Golden Blue Dude, Joey was talking about how he's been working on getting a pepperoni roll sponsorship. And people will be able to get pepperoni rolls shipped to them.
Oh, Rodgers and Mazza. That's the one we saw in West Virginia. When we traveled there back in 2020 and did a whole lot of filming. Let me find that one.
Kenny, we have so many. Go check them. We have a whole bunch of West Virginia vlogs.
Yep. I'll link our West Virginia series.
In Iron Mountain, there's one place you need to go if you like Southern pizza. It's called Grub and Run. Okay.
We'll take that note. Your aunt doesn't live there anymore. But let me find this West Virginia playlist. And Aaron Jones getting another first down while we're talking here. If you can keep us updated on what's happening with the game while I'm looking.
Kenny says, yes, I love Hush Puppies from Long John Silver. Good evening, Vic2 Productions. I saw your video earlier. I don't know if you saw Sleeta's rant, but that was insane. I saw that someone posted Sleeta's rant on their page. Pay Productions, actually, if he's still in. They reposted it. But yeah. VicTube, I hope that whenever you come up here to the Northeast, if you're to meet up with you.
Yeah,
next
absolutely.
Summer. Hey, Tony Mandarich. That's a great one.
One of the 5 worst draft picks in NFL history.
Chicken bacon ranch pizzas.
Ooh.
Bet says Vic.
I've made barbecue pork mac and cheese pizzas. Oh, there you go, AJ Dillon. Just ground and pound and open up the passing game. That's how you do it. Just keep grounding and pounding. But I've made killer barbecue chicken mac and cheese pizzas. You've had them. You liked them.
I did.
Yes. And most incredibly, Mommy's relatives who were kind of like, ugh, barbecue chicken mac and cheese pizza? What? And they loved it.
You need to just make chicken mac and cheese pizza sometime.
There you go. All right. Oh, nice set
again.
on moose, Dylan. Nice set. Oh, yeah, flaggage.
Is Aaron Jones injured or something?
No, I think they're just going with a hot hand.
Mac and cheese pizza with bacon.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure I found Tom Rossi because of the
Double doink. Which, by the way, is loved among both our favorite.
yeah.
And Newman with a hold.
Nick there, how ya doing, guy? Oh, yeah.
That double doink.
Hey, Kenny put out the 2 videos today.
Oh, what do you got?
You saw the West Virginia football stuff there.
He's talking a Wisconsin accent for those
Oh,
who don't
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah, there.
Our home state.
Oh, I talk like this in school sometimes. And there's Santos Chronicles
There we
in
are.
the back room.
One of our favorite Chicago Bears
to the
fans,
show.
Carl from Santos Chronicles, joining us. How you doing?
Doing good.
Nice.
Just had dinner with the family, but came back and now we're losing.
Oh, you just got Rodgers, though. Deep in the pass pocket, but there's some flaggage again. Now, I'd say the majority of the time, it's still an offensive penalty in that kind of situation. How far ahead of you are we?
I think I'm at 724.
I'm at 710 because we've got the live antenna feed.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you get yours much faster.
I'm speaking like
Oh, yeah, there.
yeah, there's a lot of dramatic in that Wisconsin accent, by the way. And by the way, tell everyone what you're about. What your channel's about.
Oh, no. Our channel is basically just a family trying to hit all 50 states and show other families different places that they want to go to, whether it's local, whether it's roadside attraction, which is my favorite, and just giving people ideas, of where to go. So
That's awesome. That's awesome. We've met up a couple of times. Great Chicago family channel.
Yes.
Absolutely. And by the way, Melissa, your wife, is doing some fantastic things with what she's doing with her health journey, with preparing to run. She's going to run the Chicago Marathon, right?
yeah, so in a few weeks. So she did 20 miles yesterday.
Nice. It is a gain of 8, third and 8 for Green Bay after that sack. Oh, man. Ooh, laser throw.
That's the old connection there. Rodgers Cobb.
We're ahead of Carl, so we're foreshadowing what he's going to be enduring or celebrating, whatever it happens to be. Now, you have lived on the side of the rivalry that when I was growing up was the side as the Packers were experiencing, which means pain.
Yes.
You've been going through your pains now. I went through them in this rivalry as a kid.
Oh, really?
Because I endured like the 1980s when Chicago was nearly unbeatable. You had us, at least 4 straight years, like 7 years out of 8, you beat us every single time. Because you had a squad.
Yeah. That's why I jumped on the bandwagon in 85 with that Super Bowl team, and it's hurt ever since.
Oh, man.
So in the chat, we have VicTube saying, would love to meet up with y'all. Let you know when I have a date.
Excellent.
Bet saying, is he speaking? Oh, we already talked about that.
Yep.
Hodek says, laundry.
Laundry.
Kenny says, barbecue pizza with pulled pork. John saying, hi.
Something good just happened.
Yeah,
Something good just happened. I
that's all we'll say.
yes.
Kenny says I was a 5-star chef. Justin Fields is the QB of the Chicago Bears.
And Carl, you can describe this too. He is a talent.
Yeah.
He's a definite talent.
Yeah, he's a player that I would love to play with Madden when I was playing Madden 20 years ago. The running quarterback.
Yes.
I was playing earlier with Lamar Jackson. That man is insane in the run.
Something good is probably about to happen for the Green Bay Packers here. We're not going to destroy you here, Carl, and tell you about it before it happens, but it's a good thing.
You saw
It's
it?
a good thing.
He saw it.
And it's just another – I mean, what the Packers have done this game is just ground and pound.
Yeah.
It's been ground and pound, open up the play-action passing game, and it's worked effectively. Much more than I thought it was going to be because I was saying at the beginning of this live stream, and as I've been telling Bears fans who I know over the last few days, Carl, I really thought if there's a game where the Bears can finally take Green Bay, where this is their shot, this game is their shot. Because Green Bay's down, they're injured, they're not as much as last week. Their receiving core is a shambles. And I really thought this game is Chicago's best shot in years.
Yeah.
And you guys proved it.
Yeah. I think Green Bay always comes to play when it's a rivalry time. Everybody steps it up a little bit more.
And you never know what's going to happen.
Yep. That's 1,000%. Okay. Tell us just about how much that dream team was with the 85 Bears for those who aren't familiar in our audience.
Oh, man, that 85 Bears, they were everywhere. That Super Bowl shuffle. I was at church. We were singing that every day. Performing, I was probably Anthony's age, singing, singing Super Bowl shuffle. Just the electricity was there. And, that defense just stopped everybody.
That defense was insane.
As great as that 85 team was there, to see it just get dismantled the year after, it was very heartbreaking.
It was a kind of a defense that no one had ever seen before because you had so many guys attacking the line of scrimmage with speed that could get to the quarterback faster than anyone had ever seen and who could simultaneously stop the run.
Yeah.
You had the perfect defense.
Yeah.
It was just nuts. I mean, the only team that beat you that year was Miami.
Yeah.
Because they had Dan Marino.
Perfect season.
I mean, it was a perfect season, a perfect team. In so many ways, except for that one game.
Yeah.
John saying 1985 was Cardinals-Royals World Series.
Yes. Don Denkinger, the umpire, who almost, you could say, cost the Cardinals maybe a World Series championship that year, which I know was fine for you, Carl, because you're a Cubs fan.
Oh.
Chicago now grabbing the kickoff.
Oh, no.
Running laterally, which is never a good move before you get to the 20-yard line.
I thought that he was going to break through. But, who's number 6 there? I can't tell.
While we're waiting for action to come back with Chicago getting the football, we saw your last video. Top 9 things to do in our hometown.
Yes.
Loved it.
Yeah, that was great. But you know what? I'm part of a Facebook group, and I posted that. And I said, hey, if I forgot anything, let me know. I didn't realize how much I have not explored Milwaukee from the Dome to the Botanical Gardens. So I told my wife we'll have to make instead of a day trip, spending 2 full days there because there's just so much more than because we love going, but we go to the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
And then here's little Rosalie.
Hey, Rosalie!
Say hello.
How you doing?
Look at his cheesehead.
Packers fans and Bears fans can be nice to each other. Absolutely.
Oh,
absolutely.
In the chat, Refrigerator Perry, Michael Dent, Michael Singletary.
Yeah, Richard, Mike Singletary.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
The fridge, man. That guy.
With Justin Fields at QB, if the Packers lose, their season is over.
That's probably accurate. Except Rashawn Gary there just basically treated Montgomery like he was being calf roped in a rodeo.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Jim McMahon.
But treating him like Mike Singletary treated a whole lot of ball carriers. I mean, just manhandling on that play. But Singletary was the dude. And he was the brains of that 85 Bears unit. And such a quality human being, even if I couldn't stand him twice a year back then.
Yeah, he spoke at my church just a few times.
Such a good dude.
Beautiful hit stick.
Great job by
Stokes.
St. Brown to keep the football in his hands as he was pulverized.
Yeah. Nick said that he pulled a little Lorenzo Kane. No.
Wilbur Marshall.
Yes.
I mean, he's a guy that most people don't talk about with that 85 Bears defense. Wilbur Marshall. He was so fast.
Martin and Lair with Kenny. He knows that 85 Bears really well.
Oh, yeah.
At least
Get on the football, please. Oh, thank you.
Martin Rodgers. No, not enough. We can't
Gotta
handle
concentrate,
another
Amari. Gotta concentrate.
flag. Kenny and us are suffering as West Virginia fans right now. So at least Sundays are a little break from that. With the 1-2 Mountaineers, their only win coming over Towson. And next week, actually Thursday, we have to go to Virginia Tech.
Now, college football, are you a Sparty guy?
Yeah, I followed him because I was in Lansing, Michigan for 3 years. But undergrad, I actually went to Northern Illinois University, the other Huskies. So from a team, when I went to college, they had a 2-year losing streak.
Yep.
And it was so crazy that when we finally won, they tore down the goalpost.
After a win.
It sounds like Kane.
All of a sudden, like, was that 5 or 10 years ago during the Orange Bowl?
I know.
I was like,
They went to an Orange Bowl. I remember that was so cool to watch.
See a smaller school,
Yeah.
Didn't they win that game?
No.
Okay.
We're too small.
NIU.
The big school, the
Yeah. Too small.
Program. It looks like
a small school, about 30,000 students, right?
20.
Okay.
And I only know that because I was a tour guide.
Nice.
First down.
Oh, Aaron Jones. Oh, man. Great power back.
Yeah, Kenny's saying, it was Richard Dent. But
great power
question to you, Santos. Have you been to St. Louis?
All the St. Louis videos.
We love St. Louis. My cousin lived there he just moved to Arizona, where my brother is. But I spent the last 5 years. St. Louis was like our second home just because it was right there. So many fun things, especially free stuff too.
Yes. Forest Park is outstanding. Great job by
Dylan for getting
pop
1 yard.
Just to get a yard. Like, it should have been a loss there.
Coach's Magic says, oh, man, that muff punt could have been really bad. That was a fortunate bounce.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, St. Louis Forest Park, for those of you who don't know, think Central Park with a bunch of free museums and one of the best zoos in America in the park.
Oh, yeah.
So like a mix of Central Park and Balboa Park.
Basically.
Okay.
Oh, and that's a trip for all of you to go to.
Yeah, outside of Washington, D.C., that's the only place that I've really seen free things.
Yeah.
For, a family. And there's also for those chess fans, there is the Chess Hall of Fame over there also with the world's chess piece.
I loved seeing that vid of yours. Yeah, we've got Milwaukee stuff coming once we get back to doing vlogs.
Okay. I didn't know if you retired or not. I'm like, man, maybe they just completely retired.
Yeah.
No, we'll be back.
Yeah, we are definitely. It's just life's happening. And the editing process, how long it takes to edit a vlog. I mean, it just takes time. And we need that time right now.
It's not 3 minutes.
It doesn't take 3 minutes to edit these vlogs, these Academy Award winning ones. I mean, I remember it took 2 weeks for me to edit that 35-minute Packers game documentary from when we went to see the Packers play the Ravens. But it was worth that length.
I want to say hi.
Hey, Melissa.
Hey.
How are you feeling? How are you doing?
You
look so
sore.
happy. What's that?
I'm a little sore. From
20 miles?
yesterday.
20 miles.
20 miles yesterday. So
I guarantee that's more miles than all of us have run in the last week combined. All three of us and all our viewers right now. So congratulations.
I'm a bit sore, but it's all good. Couple
Great
more
journey.
weeks.
Great journey you're taking. That is
Thank
so
you.
cool. That is so cool. And let's see.
Kenny.
A game you suggest to check out, the Fiesta Bowl or the Feista Bowl. It was a rather feisty game with Pat White, that could be Garrett Green, talking about college football. We're in the middle of about 3 or 4 different discussions going on.
As always.
And that's what happens. But we've also been discussing Forest Park, St. Louis, the Happy Hodag saying no less than 3 free museums, the zoo also free. I love the St. Louis Zoo. That was the first place that we ever went on our baseball road trips, was St. Louis, and the first attraction we ever saw. And to see a zoo 5 times the size of Milwaukee's zoo, that was free.
Yeah.
My gosh. What was your favorite part of that zoo?
We actually paid $5 extra to see the dinosaurs.
Oh, sweet.
So
Flag.
This game's
we
coming
really,
back.
really liked it. Everything else, we kind of cruised through the rest of it just because we were trying to get to another thing.
I get you.
Across the river that day.
Ooh.
That's on the defense, is it not?
That flag's on Chicago.
It's going to be
Sorry, Carl.
fine, so first down.
Yeah, they're
You're 0-1 against us with live stream watching because we got you with the Bucks against the Bulls.
Yeah.
But
Flag.
oh man, now are you as big of a Bears fan, Melissa, as you are a Cubs fan?
Nope. I'm a baseball girl. I like watching baseball. I'll watch football if it's on, but I'm a baseball girl.
Yeah, Addison's the big one. When right now she's watching. She's at her mom's house right now, and she's a huge Bears fan.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice. Now, you gave us some of your Chicago Bears stories, Carl, from back in the day, from the '85 team. How would you describe what's gone wrong with that franchise since the '90s?
Let's just say we need a quarterback that's consistent. Like, as much as Cutler has been vilified.
Rodgers to Cobb, go back ahead.
Yeah, like even though he's been vilified, he was the best quarterback since I've been watching the Bears. He's a lot of turnovers, but there's no consistency. If you can't build off, we've had over 20 quarterbacks with the 2 quarterbacks you guys have had. And I think that's where the biggest difference is, just having that consistent core.
Under a minute, 17-7 Packers, and they're inside the 20-yard line of the 14. Tunyon, all right. A few yards away. I mean, to me, it feels like from the outside looking in, the last time that you drafted a quarterback or had a quarterback that was first-team All-Pro,
yeah,
Sid Luckman.
Oh, man.
And the last time you picked a GM or a coach who was part of a Super Bowl championship team, George Halas did that picking.
Wow.
He picked your Super Bowl championship coach in Ditka
Yep.
and the GM who built the team. The McCaskey family just simply has not made smart decisions in picking GMs, in picking coaches, and those GMs picking quarterbacks.
Yes.
2nd and 1.
We've got a whole bunch of comments. So
Go
John
ahead.
says Busch Stadium, awesome stadium for sure.
Yeah. You been to that one, Carl?
I have not.
We won't put you through it, Carl.
John,
Good things happening.
100% baseball. Like I was like trying to convince our mod Nick the Legend. I'm like, turn it to Brewers Yankees. Turn it to Brewers Yankees.
That was a beautiful touchdown celebration because Alan Lazard just poured everybody beers. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
But I love watching baseball. We have Kenny saying Kevin White was at Chicago with Fields there. Da Bears, nice catch. Atlanta Braves fan, favorite Brave was Chipper Jones and Adam Jones. Coach's Magic says Trubisky was a busted draft pick for the Bears. They needed They needed to ease him into starting. Kenny says yes, and VicTube Productions says touchdown.
Touchdown, Green Bay Packers.
Not
Over
Bears.
Chicago, 24-7.
I predicted a 27-17.
I was saying 20-13 Packers. They've already gone past that.
We're on
Man.
pace for 48-14.
Yeah.
I don't see that happening, but and now
Yeah, coaches Mike Magic over there. He's Trubisky. There was a lot of hope for him when he came in.
no. I know, but I also feel, and you can confirm this, with the Bears and with the Bears fan base, because of the history of the team, because of the way they've won championships, it's always a culture of run the football and play defense. That's what Bears football is about.
Because honestly, McMahon's probably one of my favorite quarterbacks.
Yeah.
He was just to me, middle line. He was, he wasn't like Tom Brady.
Good.
It basically was just when you have Walter Payton, that always helps.
Yeah.
For 1 yard touchdowns, and then the defense will keep it there. Even the last run they had, with
the 06 team.
with that Grossman,
Yep.
the defense is scoring more than the offense.
Yeah. But you have to have ludicrously, ridiculously good defenses if you want to play that way and win championships.
Yep.
And football is based on the passing game. You got to be able to make big plays in the passing game if you want to win championships.
Wasn't this the same final score from the last game, but in reverse? The last game the Packers won, I thought.
Yep. Chicago's last win in the series was 2018.
Unless you're talking about Vikings-Packers. That was 24-7.
That was 23-7, but yes.
Kenny says, wow, this is bad for the Bears. Yeah.
Carl, you discuss.
I agree.
I see the Packers version of the terrible towel, those white towels, as it's snowing.
It's rain.
Oh, it's rain.
You got rain falling.
I was about to say, it's not snowing in September, is it? But I mean, it is Wisconsin, so anything's possible.
The rain is following your Bears, man.
Dude, did you see any part of that game for the Bears? It was just a puddle.
It was abominable. I saw this in pregame, by the way.
Yeah.
There was a tweeted picture in pregame of whoever painted the sideline at Soldier Field painted it curvy. It wasn't even a straight line. Is the Chicago Park District that imbecilic?
Oh my gosh.
My gosh.
I think that's why they're excited to move out, even though our mayor is not too excited about that.
Yeah, Addison and Rosalie's first jobs might be able to be, because you'll be so close to it, like selling popcorn at Bears games. It's nice. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
The greatest defense still needs a solid running game. Oh, for sure, VicTube. There's nothing like when it feels like 0 degrees at Lambeau and snow's on the ground. And just that picture.
Yep.
And then...
Don't mind the sound. That's little Rosalie spilling all her toys.
No problem. We're at halftime anyway.
Yes, Walter Payton, R.I.P.
I remember Walter Payton, like, what I liked about him, he was like, you know how you're saying he shouldn't go lateral? He would like run for 200 yards and get 15 yards because he was always going back and forth.
Exactly. I mean, and there were so many games where he was their offense.
Yeah.
He was their complete offense. And it was enough to win, even when they didn't have a world-class defense, because they just were able to lean on him completely and just blow people away with the offensive line. And he would get sometimes 70% of the yards by himself.
Yeah.
The amount of tackles he broke.
You know you're watching football in Green Bay when instead of instead of seeing the skyscrapers of New York, you're seeing a tiny little bridge over the Fox
Bridge
River.
over the Fox River, a little town.
My wife said y'all can keep the snow. Yeah, they can keep the snow up in Wisconsin. I like it here in Philly without it.
We got maybe 3 or 4 inches total.
Yeah.
For the winter.
I looked up, found a channel. I found a giant fork at the path. I find that funny.
Remind me, did you do the Yogi Berra joke about the fork in the path?
No.
You don't know the Yogi Berra joke. When you come to a fork in the road, take it.
No, I did not hear that one before.
Yeah.
Oh, that is I also forgot all about. I got a bunch of comments on the Muppets.
Nice.
Where the scene where they go to a fork in the road, they're like, "Oh, there's a fork on the road."
Nice. Boom. A little quick piece of trivia. Yogi Berra grew up in the same neighborhood. I guarantee you being a baseball fan, you'd recognize the name Joe Garagiola, right?
Yeah, I heard the name.
Joe Garagiola, longtime broadcaster for NBC, baseball broadcaster. He played with the Cardinals for decades as a catcher. Yep. And Joe Garagiola wasn't even the best catcher in the neighborhood that he grew up in on his block. Yogi Berra grew up in the same block with him in St. Louis. That was so fascinating.
John, that's you pay your $15 and you get free parking, and if you're above 21, a beer.
It's like Wrigley. It is like Wrigley in that sense.
How much is parking over there the last time you were there?
$15 to park at someone's house.
Yep.
15 really? If you want to park at someone's house like a block away.
I think official parking right by the stadium was $40.
Yeah. That's pretty close with then if you want easy out, they add another 10.
Yep. And it's got to be nuts for parking at Wrigley.
Yeah.
It's got to be bonkers.
Hopefully it's not as bad now that the Cubs play is declined slightly. Yeah. Hopefully it's not as insane.
Well, the big knock on Chicago Cubs fans is they're there they have a good time.
Yep.
And so it's always pretty full. And then I can't parallel park very well. So I'm the one that pays the extra to just get next to it, easy out.
Yep. You should have seen me last night trying parallel parking in Philly. I mean, I pulled it off, but it took about 5 or 6 tries.
You could have just observed a lot by watching. Yeah.
Amen.
I went to the Joe Rogan had a stand-up here in Chicago. $65 for parking.
I believe it. I believe it.
I thought it was $49. It's been a couple of years since I parked downtown. Usually I take the train. I'm like, whoo, $65.
Oh, more Walter Payton awesomeness from Mountaineer Lair. You saw Walter Payton live when you were 7. You met him. You shook his hand. One of the nicest ever to talk to. And then everything I ever saw of him, absolutely agree.
Sean.
Oh, don't show Melissa that comment, girl. Yeah. Don't show Melissa that comment. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
But I mean, also by the way, speaking of your Cubs, they've already released the 2023 Major League schedule.
Okay.
Find out when they're coming here.
I have the date somewhere.
Yeah.
Because I think I had texted Chicago Sports Network and Statute Sports when the Cubs, Nats, and Braves are going to be in Philly. I need to pull up those dates.
Let us know if you want to come for that. Seriously.
Okay. No, I'll check it out for sure.
Seriously. But, yeah, because – and this is the cool part about moving where we've moved. You have 5 major league teams within 2 hours. You've got 7 major league teams within 5 hours.
Woo!
I mean, we experienced that going to – I mean, literally, in a 12-month period since we moved, we went to, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Baltimore, D.C., Philly, and the Mets. We went to games in 6 different stadiums.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, if the Cubs are on an Eastern trip where they do a couple of different teams,
yep.
Hey, let us know.
Okay. We'll do.
We will set that up. Oh, we're glad to make time fly. We are having a ball. I know that we got to get you to bed
Yeah, I
soon,
was about
kid.
to say, I have to get to bed because I've got an early morning tomorrow.
He's got school.
I've got school. There's a lot happening tomorrow, too. There's the Queen's funeral at like 6 in the morning.
You been watching that?
I have not. I've been reading the news on it. A few little crazies visiting the Queen.
I know. It's incredible to think how much people outside of their own country pay attention to it.
Yeah.
I mean, even more than if it was a president. And I mean, the last president to die in office was Kennedy. It was an assassination, so it's a very different situation.
Yeah.
But it's like it would be even more than if the president of the United States passed away in a normal, non-type of criminal kind of situation. Just how much people dive into that.
Yeah.
But
from the marriages, funeral,
but it's because they're relatable.
Yeah.
The royal family, in a crazy way, is relatable.
Kenny, I was trying to. I had told Joey and Golden Blue, I'm like, you guys need to come up to Philly and go to Franklin Field. We got to go to a Penn game.
Yeah, we're hoping to this year.
Yes. At that stadium is so cool.
Now, for those who don't know the whole Chicago stadium situation, and you'd be able to really put a lot of thought on this, Carl. They're looking to move to Arlington Heights.
I got it expandable. I expanded it for your head.
Because they're not. Isn't this a beautiful look? Isn't that a beautiful look? Yeah, it doesn't work. It doesn't work yet.
All right.
So
I'm going to see y'all later.
Okay.
All right, bye. Good night.
You get up.
With a score like this,
I'm probably going to turn on the stream on my TV upstairs.
Okay. Sweet.
But yeah.
Awesome.
That is
probably something you were eating. It's
yeah.
okay. It's okay. All right. So you got.
Yeah, I told you there's Savannah and Hoda talking about it right there.
The funeral of Queen Elizabeth II that they're discussing it during halftime.
What time is it out there right now?
At the moment, it would be what? 2:53 in the morning.
No wonder Tamsin isn't here.
Yep. Walking with Tamsin, another great channel.
No wonder Tamsin.
Good night, John says. Yeah, the adults in the room will stay with you.
Yeah, y'all have fun.
Yep. If you need to cut out at some point, Carl, that's absolutely okay. But
no, I'm good.
Oh, sweet.
Good night. Go back out.
Woohoo! So.
Actually, you know what I'm going to do over half? I'm going to go grocery.
Let's see. What time is it where we are? It's 9:54 and 8:54 because you are in the Central Time Zone.
Yep.
And that was one of the weird parts. Yeah, 6 hours ahead of you right now at this point. But that was one of the weird parts of moving here to Philadelphia. Like when I drove for our move, it was the last time we'd been in the Central Time Zone until we went back to Milwaukee a couple of months ago. It felt so weird. It felt so weird. Man.
I've messed
All
up
right.
so many Michigan trips
Yep.
because that line of where that hour goes,
I know.
I've misjudged more
Matt,
times
you're
than I've.
there with Caddy. Yes, love Soldier Field. You wish you had a dome. You wish you had a dome. Should Chicago, their next stadium, whatever it is, whether it's a revamped Soldier Field where it's located now, or whether it's in Arlington Heights, should it have a roof?
Definitely. Like, I think every stadium should have a retractable, at least, like, for me, I think it should be a retractable roof because it's nice about playing in the elements, but there's also, if it's raining, I'd rather watch the game than having to like redo it, or just it's not indicative of your skill level just because you play better in the mud than another team.
Yeah, there are exceptions to that rule. I think Lambeau's one of them. You can't put a roof on Lambeau Field. For baseball, you can't and shouldn't do it to Wrigley.
Yeah.
But for newer stadiums and those kind of situations, absolutely. Like, that's the reason, for example, why Chicago has never had the Super Bowl or the Final Four. Two events that Chicago would kill and have a fantastic job with.
So much money lost for not having that.
I know. And I mean, it just makes perfect sense to hold those events in Chicago.
Yeah. I know, I think the mayor did a while, but now she kind of retracted, saying, oh, yeah, we'll put one now. But I think it's pretty much almost a done deal, it seems like, that, few years heading out.
You have to do it. You have to do it these days with new stadiums, which, I mean, part of me misses the old blood, mud, and guts of old school football.
Yeah.
Like having the mud, having the snow. I mean, a snowy game at Lambeau is like nothing. It's so amazing. So amazing to watch. Like a snow globe game, or especially a blizzard game. There was a great blizzard game here years ago.
I do like Blizzard's game.
Between Detroit and Philly. That was just so fun to watch. But if you want to have a Super Bowl, you can't do that. I mean, the only cold weather Super Bowl, I think, was New York? Back in 2014, like Seattle, Denver. It was a beautiful night. It was in the mid-40s on Super Bowl night. And about 16 hours later, they had 2 feet of snowfall. Do you really think the corporate mucky mucks are going to want to watch a football game and watch the Super Bowl while getting blizzard upon them? Do you really think?
No, not at all.
Exactly. We got our boy Yost Malone from Kansas City stopping by to wish our Brewers luck in getting in the playoffs. They didn't get the job done today, giving up 2 home runs to Aaron Judge, but they won their series. They're within 2 games of the wild card. And it does get cold in the Windy City. It does get cold in the Windy City. What's the coldest day you ever remember in Chicago?
Oh, that's easy. It was with wind chill minus 50.
I believe it.
With wind chill. So everybody here in Chicago, it was one of the few days that it was colder in Chicago than Siberia or Antarctica. Oh, yeah? And we were all throwing our boiled water, and it turns into snow.
Yep. That is a fantastic video to put up, especially if you can get that in slow-mo.
Yeah, but you guys got the same thing.
Exactly. Not as much here in Philadelphia. Nowhere near as much in Philly.
You know what I was surprised? My cousin lives in St. Louis. Like that weather temperature from Chicago to St. Louis doesn't seem that far, but their weather is nothing close to Chicago, Milwaukee.
I mean, and especially Green Bay. We all know the coldest game in the history of the NFL was played there in the Ice Bowl, at least by temperature. 16 below zero. I think it was actually 13 below at kickoff.
Oh, my God.
You're mentioning St. Louis weather. Weather can change in a day. No ocean to regulate the temperature. That does truly play a part. And as you were saying, it gets really cold in Chicago. And our boy Happy Hodag up in northern Wisconsin, 50 below a few times over the years in Green Bay as well. By far.
That's what's the hard part, though. Like, I would love to go to more Bears games, But by the time, after a few weeks, you're like, I don't know. It seems it's a little cold.
Especially the wind off the lake. Big sack. Big sack on second down. Oh, man, the Packers pass rush knows that Chicago isn't probably thinking about running the football much. I mean, when you're up 17, you know they have to run the ball or they have to throw the football.
Yep.
They can't run it as a regular option. Oh, man, Rashawn Gary is just a monster. He is turning into a monster outside linebacker. This Packers defense, once they gel, they could be top 5. But there you go, play action. That helps Justin Fields. But an open field tackle.
Without all the injuries you guys have, are you guys expecting to be a powerhouse by the end of the season?
They should win the division. I would say if the receiving core decides they want to get it together and gel the way that they should, I see them being a number 2 seed in the NFC. I had them at the beginning of the year losing to the Rams in the NFC playoffs. Also, the Eagles are going to be legit as well. They, I think, could be a 3 seed in the NFC.
The Bears, we're just praying that we can squeak through and make the playoffs again.
Hey,
you know,
you're getting better. You're getting better. This team, I could see with some luck 8-8.
Yeah,
which is progress. It's progress. And he's saying boo LA Rams as much as I don't like their owner, because he pulled the Rams out of St. Louis and Mountaineer Lair with Kenny. You were there in Chicago, no snow the next day. You had 3 feet there. That's what I love about Midwest weather, though. I mean, you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. And man, I mean, going to a game at Soldier Field. Now, I've been to soccer at Soldier Field. Seen that twice. Team USA game and a Jamaica-Venezuela game.
Wow.
Back when they had it was the Copa America, when they held the entire Western Hemisphere championship in the United States. They had Jamaica-Venezuela at Soldier Field. That was fun.
I got invited to a box for one of my friends had an event she was invited to and invited me, and that view from the box there is so nice.
Oh, I bet. Both the field and I'm sure the skyline.
Yep.
I mean, and what a set of architectural wonders in Chicago. I mean, you've done some of the architecture tours.
Yeah,
you've shown some of those off. I mean, check it out on the channel. Check it out on his channel, definitely. You see, even as a Packers fan, you can like things about Chicago. It's okay. Not all Packers fans hate everything about Chicago. It's a very approachable city and a fun city. I think and you can tell me what you think about this. I feel like it's a more bloodthirsty rivalry on the Bears' part than it is on the Packers' part.
Yeah, especially when we're losing, I can't recall how many times we've beat the Packers. It's since 85. That's how bad it's expected to lose.
Yeah. And as a Chicago fan, I completely get why you feel that. The Packers,
if they do pull it off, it's
I know.
Party.
Beautiful jitterbugging by Aaron Jones oh my gosh. You see this Aaron Rodgers doppelganger friend?
Yeah, he looks exact.
It's close, but there's an even better one. We'll talk about it in a second. Happy Hodag saying Union Station, always wearing Packers gear when passing through. But Union Station in Chicago is is an amazing train station. Great architecture in there. You've been through it a bunch of times, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, that's where I work. I take the train every day to go.
Oh,
to
you
the
do?
station. Yep.
Oh, you see it every time.
For the last couple of years, past year, I'm back downtown, so I take that train all the time. But I was a little nervous because that train strike would have shut down like a lot of the lines.
Yes.
Luckily, the deal struck through.
Thankfully,
early Friday.
Yeah, thankfully they avoided it.
Mountain
Thank you for popping in. Good night, guys. Had to come and support you guys. Love the fun here. Really appreciate it. Thank you for popping in all the time. Great content you're building there, Kenny. Thank you for joining us. 1st and 10 of the 26. Some misdirection running. Uh-oh, Carl. Uh-oh. You're not going to like it.
Oh, it does not sound good.
Deep into Chicago territory, Mr. Aaron Jones. Tell me when you see the place. I know how far ahead we are of you.
They're just about to hike the ball.
Okay, so it's about probably 30 seconds ahead of you. Because for those who are wondering, we're watching the live broadcast over the antenna because we actually get the antenna feed. We usually watch through Sling otherwise. But we get the NBC affiliate here in Philly very clear.
Oh, my gosh.
So the 38-yard line of Chicago.
Yeah, I'm watching it through Hulu Live.
Okay.
So it's a bunch of other stuff going on and delays. And
nice open field tackle there by Jackson. Nice open field tackle. Now, there is a train line. Since we're talking about trains, there's actually a train line that stops maybe a mile from Lambeau Field. Think of what it would be like for a Bears fan to take a special Amtrak train going up to Lambeau. Would you take this train?
I would, but it'd feel weird. But no, because we go to St. Louis all the time. And, I know folks go there. Milwaukee, for sure. We're always just take over. But for the Bears, I don't know. Enemy territory. I cannot imagine.
You'd be among friends on the train. The question would be, I don't know if it would be necessarily safe to bring Addison or Rosalie because no one's driving. Guess what they're going to be doing? And it ain't water. Like, what's in here?
Yeah.
But they really should build at least a temporary train depot right by there just for game days. It'd be awesome. I mean, that's how so many Packers fans. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much giving us a shout out in your new channel video. I appreciate that so awesomely much. Did Chicago just get the ball? Oh, you got some happy news, Carl.
I'll cheer on your response. And then I'll watch the replay on the live.
Oh, there's some extracurriculars going on. Extracurriculars before the Packers players pull the bad exchange. That's what happened. Oh man.
It's
and
funny
that
how
frustrated
you're
Rodgers
reacting to the instant replay to the exact time the regular one's going.
Oh man.
So I'm like, whoa, he's right.
Oh, here we go. Your uncle was a chief mechanic for Norfolk Southern in Chicago. Chicago is such a train city. It's the hub of Amtrak more than any other city. And the freight lines that come through that town. I mean, you probably pass by going to work every day. How many freight lines?
That's a lot.
I mean, it is the center of freight traffic in America.
I thought we taking the Amtrak all the way down, to the West Coast. But price is pretty almost similar to an airfare. That I'm like, if it's only a little lower, I would probably choose it. But one of these times, I'll pull the trigger where I take the family, just take a train ride.
Can you sleep on a train? Can you sleep on a train in a regular seat?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it down packed. I've been going on and off to Chicago for 20 years. So.
Oh, I can't do that. I tried once on a train from my wife's hometown of Charleston to Milwaukee, and going through Chicago on the Cardinal train, and I could not get a wink. I could not get a wink. Yes, amen. The railroad in Chicago is ridiculously busy. So that's why when we went on that West Coast trip that we did back in 2019, which of course you can check out on the channel, but we took a train from LA to Oakland, and we got one of those roomettes, those sleep liners. Do you ever use one of those?
I have not.
They're awesome. They give you privacy. It's bunk beds. It's a squeeze, but you have enough room to do what you need. It's perfect if it's with an adult and a child, which is what the kid and I did to give Carrie, or an Anamami as we call her, a 12-day break.
Yep.
But it was perfect. I mean, there are so many great train trips I'd love to take from Chicago. All over the country. Let's see. Yeah,
how much videos do you have on backlog?
15 vlogs, experience vlogs, 12 restaurant reviews.
Oh my gosh.
So
I have a lot. My plan is to move to every other week, but I'm man. I don't know if I'm going to go to every other week, because I'm like, I still want to get rid, edit these other videos.
Yeah. Scott and Michelle, how are you doing, fellow Chicago Bears fans of Carl's?
Oh, I like them.
Man.
I don't like this score.
Man, I think you're going to like the run you just watched. Oh, Aaron Rodgers saying bad words. Aaron Rodgers saying bad words. Great first down run, by the way, by Montgomery. Outstanding run. Breaking tackle. Uh-oh. Oh, the kid forgot something. He's taking off. First down run, and he is like a mini Walter Payton this drive. He's probably broken about 7 or 8 tackles in 2 runs. If he becomes something big, that is going to be the perfect antidote to a pass rush. Uh-oh. Great. Bears lined up fast, and they got a wide open receiver. They fooled the Packers there big time. The Packers were not ready. But you got a Bears lineman hurt, Jenkins. Toll! Carl!
I know.
Man. Toll's team needs some offensive linemen. This Bengals getting, Swiss cheese offensive line, not allowing a great quarterback in Joe Burrow to do much. Oh, man. Yeah, Carl, by the way, is about, for those who didn't catch it, he's about 30 seconds behind watching the feed, because we've got the live feed as it's happening.
So that's why I'm concentrating, even though it seems like it's already done. I'm watching. Yeah. Luckily, you're very good at describing what's happening. I feel like I'm listening to the radio and then watching the replay on TV.
Tell me that you did that with that you do that with Jeff Joniak and the Bears radio network.
I did not.
Or that you do that, or that you did that with Wayne Larrivee when he was doing Bears games.
I did not.
Oh, that's what I loved working for a radio station, because we had it first.
Yeah.
Before anybody else in the world. And I remember one time, because I was in charge of digital and social media for our station back in Milwaukee, which was the Packers flagship station, we would do one of those app notification pushes.
Yep.
And we actually once did a push notification about a game-winning field goal on the game's final play after it already happened in real time, which we had on the radio. But it was ahead of everyone else's television feed.
Yes.
So people were screaming at us, "Why'd you tell us it was good already? Let us see it." I'm like,
yeah, like what's happening now is like 30 seconds. That'd be crazy.
Because we already knew. As Fields gets lambasted. That looked like it was just a great job of a linebacker staying at home. But you can get within 2 scores here. You'll like this. You'll like this news, Carl.
All right.
You'll like what you see.
I still need to get a new jersey. I need to get that Santos jersey from and that way, even if he gets traded, it will work.
And it's Santos 1, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. There he is. Oh, that's probably what you're talking about.
If it's Santos 1, it's perfect.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I think he's 2. Is that 1 or 2? No, 2.
Oh no. Bat, what did I do? What did I do? I didn't mean to stab anybody in any back. What? What happened? What did I do? Tell me. Oh, yes. You are a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
You are a Hall of Famer. Specifically, you are a member of
the Bobblehead Hall of Fame
in my hometown of Milwaukee. Go check out that video. Because they allow you to customize. Well, no, they don't do the bobblehead customizations.
They do that, but I got it somewhere else. So my whole thing, I told my wife gave it for Christmas, and it's not a cheap gift. But I told her, I'm like, I have a goal of see if I can get it displayed. Because I thought it'd be all glass and stuff. So when we got there, and they're like, yeah, if you want to donate it, we'll take it. I'm like,
sweet.
I was like, sure.
Sweet. You have your own bobblehead.
I'm adding a YouTube section eventually. I said, you guys need to, because they opened in 2019, and then they were closed for all of COVID.
Right.
So they really need all the, if they can get those big guys coming through, they could really get some promotion for their.
Yes.
So
and yes, Milwaukee is Sorgy City.
Before I go to bed, I forgot to say something. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. Ding, ding, ding. See y'all later. So long from the Zone Sports Studios in Philadelphia. Go back, go.
Love you, kid. Good night. And speaking of Milwaukee, by the way, Sorgy City. You ever seen this flag?
What?
That is the same flag that's on my Irish Fest shirt.
Okay.
It is the unofficial flag of the city of Milwaukee.
Oh, I did not know that.
If you turn it widthwise, it's supposed to look like the sun rising over the lake.
Oh.
Green Bay's getting the kickoff here. Amari Rodgers, hold on to the football, please. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, what happened here with us in bet? We told me that Badger Kid told me to ask you. I'm missing something there, Bet. Missing something. Yes, the kid showed up again at the end of it. Yes, he did. Which we appreciate. We were kid bombed with yours earlier, with Rosalie.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Rosalie still going?
Yeah, she's still here because usually Mama puts her down to bed. But Mama's a little tired after running 20 miles. So Daddy's in charge. When Daddy's in charge, when you get sleepy, kid, let me know.
if you need to take off for a second and do your thing, absolutely understandable. It's okay. Absolutely okay. I do know, though, of a lot of the Bears' history back when they played at Wrigley Field. I never watched any games. I wasn't alive then. But their history of playing at Wrigley Field. Imagine what a Bears game would be like there.
That would be crazy.
Oh, man. And such a small, intimate crowd, too. I think they tried playing a couple of college football games there. And do you remember when they had Illinois Northwestern at Wrigley?
Vaguely.
The old Bears field was a north-south field because there was enough room at the time because the left field outfield was pushed far back enough where they could fit a regulation field. And what they did instead for this game, because they moved in those fences, I believe. Is that right? Where they moved in the fences from the old, way back in the day. It's a shorter left field fence now.
I can't remember.
I think it is because you have seats there now, and you didn't back in like the 80s when we were watching Cubs games in WGN. And they moved for the Illinois Northwestern game. They had the field going east-west. But the east end zone literally ended right at the brick and ivy wall in right field. I want you to think about if you're a receiver catching a ball over the middle with two defenders on you, leaping up to catch a touchdown pass, and you get smashed into a brick wall.
That wall is not forgiving.
No. So the entire game, both teams' offenses went west.
Okay. Oh, so they have to worry about getting crushed.
Exactly. Good night. Have a wonderful night. Go Pack. Go Packers. Still own the Bears. Our friend ELS Train Tuber tells us.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the fact.
You got a future, though, with Justin Fields. I'm serious.
No, I'm excited. Like
9-yard gain for Aaron Jones. But, yeah, you got a future. And I remember the kid telling Pops being an Auburn and Bears fan. No. Until, well, yeah, I remember the Wrigley setup. That was nuts. I mean, people, Wrigley Field people, you need to think of these things. If a field doesn't fit, you can't play. John asked the question, what about a defensive touchdown? Well, they're going to be running in the other direction. The back line of the end zone is probably not going to be in play in that kind of circumstance. So it would be safer. And Toll raised your quarterback. Now, you and Toll, as the Packers continue to march down the field in this latter stretch of the third quarter, you and Toll Road tried the best Chicago-style pizza I haven't tried yet.
Oh, I was just there 2 days ago because we had my buddy, old roommate of mine. He was coming in from Kansas City, so he said, "I saw that video." He goes, "I gotta try it."
Nice. Oh my gosh! Bet not being nice to you. Bet not being nice to you at all if you see that comment. You're just trying to ignore it. And yes, peak wads. Oh, that is on a list. Now it's hard for us to get to Chicago now because when we head back to the Midwest, it's like I can get a week off of work. We'll get 9 days maximum.
Yeah.
And we want to spend it all in Milwaukee with our family and our friends. But we got to do something in Chicago next year. Oh, no. Oh, that was near disaster. It's going to be like third down and a South Pole what's the word? Exposition. Because Christian Watson bumped the football on the snap. Wow. Jeez. This is football follies type stuff.
Oh, there
Did
it
you
is.
watch football follies as a kid? Did you watch football follies as a kid? Third and 22. And what do you run? A screen pass. What are you doing? Oh, man. I'm glad we're up to 14 because that's the kind of drive the Packers would have executed back in the 80s, Carl.
Yeah.
And your Bears would have been glad to accept it. Yes. You are often always nice bet. Calling how I see it. Good night, kid. Love you. As Anthony's got school tomorrow, so he's got his bedtime, which is not conducive for us for watching Sunday Night Football in the Eastern Time Zone.
Oh, yeah. Or Monday Night Football, yeah.
It's not conducive. So, because like every game goes till like 11:30 or later. It's one of the things I miss. I mean, be glad you live in Central. What's this? Come on, Bears, keep Rodgers on drugs. Yes, he apparently used some things that are somewhat legal in some states, others not so legal.
He's probably been hanging out. The comedian I just watched, Joe Rogan, because I know he had him out there.
Man, I will keep about certain stuff like that. But so, yeah, I want to get back to the story. Your church, for you as a kid, they sang the Super Bowl Shuffle.
Yeah, though we performed it like every week, like every time, and then I don't know, it seemed like it made sense.
I mean, that's how ridiculous that team was, how much they owned Chicago. Playoff exception, well, they rarely play Sunday night games or Monday night games in the playoffs. I think they are now with wild card weekend, but that's about it. I think we might make a playoff exception. Plus, it'll be during break anyway, I think. Maybe early January. We'll have to see. But I do have to say this, and this may be very specific to me coming from a Catholic background, being Catholic. I still remember the day of the NFC Championship game when the Packers played the Bears in 2010. In Catholicism, all the churches, there's a certain color for a certain time of year. Yeah. I don't know if you have that at your church where what your pastor wears is devoted to a certain time of year, whether it be Lent or whether it be Advent or whether it be a certain time during the Easter season where they wear white, like they do in Catholicism. Do you have that at all?
No, not the church I currently go to. Maybe the Methodist church.
Okay.
But yeah, with my background, I think
not a thing.
I grew up Catholic, became Methodist, and then non-denominational.
Okay.
So I'm pretty familiar with the spectrum.
Yeah. So in Catholicism, January is in what's called ordinary time. And in ordinary time, if you will, priests wear green. In Chicago, on the day of the NFC Championship, when the Bears hosted the Packers, all the priests in Chicago had to wear green. That became such a thing in Wisconsin. Such a thing. It would be nice if Ventures.
That would definitely be a meme nowadays.
Yes. It would be nice if the Bears picked up Aaron Rodgers, Scott and Michelle say, John confirming what I was saying. Speaking of, by the way, Scott and Michelle, that was actually an attempted move by a Packers shareholder in, I believe, July or August 2011 to send Aaron Rodgers to the Bears. Take a guess who the shareholder was, Carl.
I don't know.
Oh, you know him pretty well. Not personally, but a guy from your area. President Obama.
Really?
The Packers gave him a share of ownership of the Green Bay Packers because it's a nonprofit organization.
Yeah.
And his first move saying, and this is a very bad impersonation. As an official owner, the Green Bay Packers, I propose trade of Aaron Rodgers to the Chicago Bears. Yeah, the GM was there. It wasn't happening. It was during the Packers White House visit.
That's funny.
Man. Ooh, Montgomery. You've got yourself a running back. He just shook about 5 tackles. I mean, he doesn't have breakaway speed, but he will grind yards for you. You've got it back. I mean, when you see this in about 30 seconds, you're going to enjoy this. And let me know when you see it and tell me what you think.
Starting now. Oh, man.
Exactly.
Nice cut.
You got a guy. The current play that happened wasn't so great for you, but you got a running back.
That'll help Fields a lot.
I mean,
like you said, if you develop.
Chicago needs to utilize the play action pass a lot. Because, I mean, it's not as bad as the Packers receiving core, but Chicago's receiving core is not the best.
Yeah.
All right, Carl, tell me. The Bears' best current player is...
I was going to say Santos until last week when he missed 2 extra points, the field goal kicker. But you got to go with Fields. Currently? Yeah, current player.
Toll Road, Jets and Lions won today. Has that happened on the same day in the last 30 years?
That has happened.
Oh, my gosh. You're going to love the play that's coming up here, Carl. Another Montgomery special.
Man. Who does it remind me of? Like, just...
He's a poor man's Peyton. During the runs I've seen here, he has been a poor man's Walter Payton.
Yeah.
But also the offensive line is gashing the Packers.
Okay.
As what just happened here on this play. We're on the verge of having a game here, Carl. Oh, and easily, John. Yes. Best player by far, Aaron Rodgers. You're going to be liking this, Carl.
Oh, my gosh.
You're going to be liking this.
Coming into the season,
yep.
I was like, please, we got to win at least one game. Because I was not sure, with all the trades and some of the veterans going.
I knew the Bears were going to be improved. Was that offensive coach just there, like, he was holding like a yellow Post-it note? Are his plays on a Post-it note? Was that Getsy or was that Eberflus? Man.
10-24.
It's getting dangerous. It's getting dangerous for the Packers here. Even that run wasn't huge, but it was way above average. You guys can run the football. You got a running game.
Yeah, it was hard to gauge like what kind of team we were after the last game because it was just with the weather and everything. It's good to see.
Told with an interesting point. The Bengals selling out in the stadium name thing. Our teams, the Packers and Bears, are the last holdouts without having a corporate stadium name. I guarantee you a new stadium in Arlington Heights will have a corporate name.
Definitely.
What's it going to be?
It's not going to be Sears.
True.
I don't know. But yeah, I think that's where it's going to happen. I think eventually, though, even the team names are going to get changed to corporate names in the future.
That would be sickening.
Which for diehard sports fans, it's travesty. But
Yep.
I think it's how much money they offer. I think I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Fields getting a job done for you as well on the ground, or maybe not. Oh, ooh, that's a bad spot you got. Oh, you're going to have an argument. You're going to have an argument here.
Ooh.
By the way, with the stadium name thing, by the way,
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the McDonald's, Chicago-based.
Yeah, they're there.
And I think it's going to be the McDome.
The McDome.
That's what the 80s move when they discussed moving to Arlington Heights in the 80s. That's
Really?
a project. Oh, you should answer this question.
If we score over 50 points, we'll get a Big Mac and win the game.
Oh, that's awesome. Can you answer this question from John?
What Soldier Field names after?
Yep.
I think it's from the veterans, but again, it's kind of embarrassing. I am not as
It's okay.
I read it, but I don't want to. I don't think I can remember well enough.
Carl,
But
you know me. I'm a sports history nerd.
yes, that's why you have me to help cover me.
10,000% sports history nerd. It was built in the 20s, and it was devoted to the soldiers of America in World War I. And by the way, that thing sat 100,000 people back in the day. Seriously. You get 100,000 back then. Now it's like 60. Man.
It was so weird though when they put the spaceship on top of it.
Yep.
It's pretty controversial. Like it just looked weird. Now it looks kind of normal, but
that would be less controversial than Toll's suggestion here.
hey, he did go to the Big Mac Museum.
Yes. Go check that out on his channel as well. Can't you just see like the top bun just like opening up like a toilet seat?
Yeah.
And you look inside and it's not the special sauce and lettuce and all that stuff, but a football stadium.
We're all laughing and all. It's actually true. Crazy.
Just watch. And if McDonald's puts up all the money for it, fine. They put up the billions. They can do it.
Yeah, with the new stadium, I can't see them not selling the name.
Exactly. Which for the NFL would mean only Lambeau Field left.
Yeah. How is the stadium doing? Is it holding up? Because like Wrigley, like for baseball, Wrigley Field, like they got to put a net on top so it doesn't hit the fans anymore.
That's sad. Lambeau is doing incredible. And this is the advantage of having the Packers corporate structure. Hold on, just checking this call out. You're going to like the news that just came, Carl.
Okay.
As Toll says, Lambeau Field is still sweet. This is the advantage that the Packers have with their corporate structure being a nonprofit stock company.
Yep.
Every single cent of profit is reinvested into the team. No one takes profits out. So if the team makes $150 million in profit, it goes back into the coffers, and they can use that money to continually renovate,
Okay.
to continue the upkeep of the stadium, to keep it state of the art. Since 2003, after the last public dollar renovation of Lambeau, the Packers have had 3 renovations, 2 involving the stadium's atrium, 1 expanding the stadium to 81,000 seats.
Ooh.
3 renovations, $500 million, not one dime of public cost.
Wow. It's amazing.
Which is why I've always believed pro sports in America, every team should be structured like that. Imagine how many stocks Melissa would buy into of the Cubs.
Yeah.
I mean, just think of being able to say you're an owner of your favorite teams.
Yep. My friend, funny story is one of my friends bought stock, but he's not a Packers fan.
Nice.
So every time the Packers says my team, he goes, no, it's not your team. It's my team. I'm a stock.
Not nice. But what just happened? This is either going to be a Chicago touchdown or a fumble, which the Packers recovered.
Oh, boy.
What? Oh, this is controversial. You're going to like what the officials just ruled. Touchdown Chicago, but I got to look at this replay.
I'm watching it live right now. Oof.
Oh, wow.
How does the replay look on it? It looks
Was
good.
he down before he reached the end zone? He was. It's going to be neither one of those. It's not going to be a touchdown. It's not going to be a fumble.
Okay.
Fields was down at about the 6-inch line. His knee was down. He held on to the football until right there. His knee was down. Literally, I mean, that's like 3 inches from the goal line. Wow. This is why I love replay. Lambeau Field's still sweet. A lot of money streams.
You're right there. I just saw that angle you're talking about.
Yep. That's why it's Title Town. But it still means 4th and goal at like 4th and like the length of a fingernail.
You got to run this.
Just watch. They go play action and get the score.
Yeah.
Just watch. Because everybody in the world knows you're going to run. Which is why they wouldn't. And they're operating out of the shotgun, no less.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh! What? Oh, this is going to be replayed. This is going to be replayed. Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that call.
I must like that call if you don't like it.
I don't know. No, I just don't know. I loathe saying this, but that's a touchdown. I think he carried the ball over the line.
Yeah. From the live angle, it doesn't look like it, but
I think Fields held the ball on his right arm and just was able to break the plane. I think they're going to give that.
Running back who's been running it through everybody.
I think Toll's correct here.
What's Toll saying here?
He's going to roll the touchdown.
I like it. That is a real game.
Yes. Like I thought it was going to be a competitive game.
Anthony's going to wake up. He's like, what just happened?
I know. All we can eat boneless wings. Oh my gosh, I want to go there right now. Yeah, we just saw it. Can it get closer without it being a touchdown, John, on 3rd down and on 4th down? I don't know. I think they're going to give it to him here because he just got the tip of the ball over the goal line, I think, on that 4th down run. Oh. I mean, I live in a green and gold world, but having worked as a journalist, it makes you see things with clear, objective eyes. So that's why I'm a lot more, I think he scored, than, no way did he score! No way! Shut up! I'm not like that. I'm not like that. Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if you're getting the same commercials as I am, but Halloween ends. I think this is like the 20th time we've ended this series, and I watched every single one.
Man. One game, speaking of Halloween, 94, Halloween night in Chicago. I know the Packers won that game.
Okay.
But it was like 33 degrees and a torrential downpour all night. Okay, I'm looking at the replay live right now. Yeah, they're showing where Fields had the ball wrapped up and it was over the goal line. That's a touchdown. This can be a one-score game, dude. It's going to be a one-score game. I ain't happy. And 80,000 people at Lambeau Field minus those Bears fans
Trying to see this.
are going to be livid. But it was the right call.
You're right. It does look like it.
That's going to be a touchdown. That's going to be a touchdown. What? Oh, my gosh.
They said no touchdown.
They said call stands, no touchdown, which meant they don't think there's enough
They can't.
clear evidence.
That's what the announcer was saying as the replay was going.
I'm looking at it right here. You see the tip of the ball over the edge of the white line. That is a touchdown. Oh, the Packers got away with one. Oh, man.
That hurts.
I am sorry, dude. Just watch. It's a 99-yard touchdown coming up. Just watch. No, it's not.
Wouldn't be the first time that's happened. Something like that's happened.
In fact, 95. This is the ridiculously idiotic sports encyclopedia within me. 95. The Packers stuffed the Bears on the 1-yard line. Very next drive, at the 1-yard line, the guy who apparently stole a few $1 million from Mississippi state government.
I heard about that.
99-yard touchdown to Robert Brooks. Oh.
Sadly, I think I remember. I think what I was flashed in my mind when I said not the first time.
And then I remember the rematch that year at Lambeau. I was at this game. And this is what proves to you, you're going to see an overhead view here of Fields with that score. Yeah, look at his left arm. When you see the replay, look at his left arm and how you can tell the football's there. Coach's Magic, you are correct. How is that not clear and obvious? That is a bad call. That is a bad call.
Okay.
Is Rodgers running the football for a first down? The old man still has some legs.
How old is he now?
He's like 39, I want to say. Yeah, Tom Grassi probably did think it was a touchdown. It was a bad call. And he didn't slide. He also didn't slide. Yeah, Rodgers is 38 years old. He's got more gray hair on his head than me because he's got more hair than me. And I think we're both older, which means we're 39. Oh, man. But I was at the rematch of that game in 95 when Favre, on a sprained ankle and a ridiculous amount of Vicodin that he was becoming addicted to, which was not good, threw 5 touchdown passes.
Damn.
Edward the Trash Talker. How are we doing tonight, Sword Stories? Doing lovely. Doing lovely with our buddy Carl from Santos Chronicles. Go subscribe to him. Check out his channel. Great Midwest family storyteller of so many great experiences you can check out in the Midwest and across the country. You are in our neck of the woods. You back in around New Year's Eve, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Giant deep drop.
Where my wife actually saw a concert recently.
Really? At the stand?
Yeah.
I was a little nervous there because we got there. I'm like, where are we going? And you see this like abandoned.
Yeah. Abandoned steel place.
Yep.
And you had, what was it, the world's largest Peeps? Is that right?
Yeah, they dropped it, like, the ball.
Yeah.
So our next big trip is to Arizona. We're gonna see the giant taco drop in Tucson.
The giant taco.
So we're taking a 14-day road trip. So I'm like, it's gonna be a lot of work.
Carl, can you hold down the fort for a second?
Yes.
I'll be right back. This is now becoming an all Bears video, so don't be scared. It's okay.
Oh, Bears. I'll start singing the Super Bowl shuffle. All right, look, everybody's here. Where's everybody from? I know Toll's Ohio. I think Dayton. You guys here from Chicago? Is that why you guys are Bears fans? I'm hoping. No, Toll, I'm not taking Route 66. It took us 17 hours to go from Chicago to Springfield. We'd never make it in time. But we are going to try to stop at Oatman, Arizona to see those wild donkeys running around from that mining town where they all left. And then they left their donkeys there. So happy endings from Green Bay. So they're happy. Floppy tacos. I'm from Georgia. It is where the tip of the ball. I wonder how I'm like 30 seconds behind where he is, so I don't know if everybody else is where I am or where Jay's at. I'm at 5:45. Ooh, St. Louis. Oh boy, this is not good for the Bears. Yeah, St. Louis is poor Cubs have lost lots of games to St. Louis. Lost lots of bets because of St. Louis. As much as I despise St. Louis Cardinals from a baseball standpoint, I gotta respect them because they're always doing so well. Toll.
I'm coming. Okay.
You got a good your viewers from everywhere.
Nice.
You got some Georgia, St. Louis.
St. Louis, yes. Edward the Trash Talker.
Yep.
Floppy Tacos. Route 66, yes. Throw some links in there from some of these series we're talking about, Carl.
Yeah, no, I was telling them, like, he was asking if I was going to go to Route 66 to go all the way to Arizona. I said I can't because it took 17 hours to get from Chicago to Springfield.
I mean, just Chicago to St. Louis is long.
Yeah. No, but of course, when you stop at, I stopped at like all
right. It took you forever because
so it was
want to experience these places.
Melissa was done after the first 7 hours.
I bet. I have always wanted to do a baseball trip of Route 66.
Ooh, that would be nice.
Yes, not just everything from a game at Wrigley to a game at Dodger Stadium, but all the minor league stadiums in between.
What's crazy about Route 66 is there's so many. It depends on what date it is. It's been moved and changed, and there's different routes. If anyone's going to take that trip, there is an app out there that takes you down whichever, the original route, depending on what year route.
Yep.
And tells you where all attractions are. But it's like $20 for like 1 month, or there's like a yearly fee. But it was totally worth it for me.
Oh, completely.
So bad at directions.
Total saying Pujols is a legend. Just wish he didn't beat my team so many times.
Oh,
we both agree with you, Toll Road. Brewers fan and a Cubs fan over in this direction on the screen. We absolutely concur, having lived in the National League Central, dealt with him for so long. Man, I just forgot what I was going to ask you. Oh, man. Oh, I remember now. I mentioned how the Packers fans are not as much necessarily into the ridiculous trolling of the Bears themselves. There was a ridiculous exception today.
Okay.
We'll get to that after say you see when it's Stripers play at Coolray Field. I want to catch more minor league games. Absolutely. But as the Packers are on the 17-yard line, a Packers fan used a crane, like a 40-foot tall crane, to lift a bear, like a life-size bear mock-up,
Yep.
onto his roof. And the bear was wearing a T-shirt that brings about the Packers fan song from the 80s, "The Bears Still Suck." The T-shirt was saying, "I still suck."
That's a lot of work.
I mean, it's like,
I hope he owned that.
yeah, you better own the crane, dude.
Great. If he didn't, that's a lot of money to be just.
You're spending hundreds, if not like four figures, for a crane to come out, and you're spending all the money on this life-size bear. Hopefully, the thing was just an inflatable one that's cheap.
Yeah.
And you stitch together all this white fabric just to put it on your house, a bear that says, "I still suck."
That's funny.
I mean, that's just overboard, dude. We live in a society that trolls too much, way too much. Man, John Jansen, back his homering as well against the Cardinals with the Angels. I want to say that we were in Anaheim in 2019 on our Brewers West Coast trip. We saw 4 games on the trip, 3 with the Brewers. The one that we didn't see was when Pujols was an Angel. And I saw the stat of how many home runs he had, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's going to last long enough to get 700 home runs. Sorgi, shut up. He's on the way. He's going to be right there. Yes, if Pujols had enough years in him to pass Bonds, I wish that was the case. All right, what changes would you make to the Chicago Bears to make them better, to make them more competitive?
Probably just shore up the lines the first thing, because we've never really historically have had a good line to protect the quarterback, and it's hard because it's a rebuilding. With all our, even with Khalil Mack, I know players get older, but we have to have a great defense. But I think we gotta put all our eggs in our basket right now with Fields, protect him, and then just build from there.
I just saw that stat on NBC saying the Bears have 6 players who are counting $53 million against their current cap, as they just got stopped short of a first down at the 10-yard line. The Packers did with 3:08 left, but they're now in position to kick a field goal that will guarantee them the win. But Chicago has $53 million in players who are not on their roster right now, counting against the cap. That speaks to the issues you have. They're going for it on 4th and 5. No. Kick the field goal and put the game away. Or was Rodgers just trying to fake him out and draw him offside to get the first down to put the game away? I think that's what he was doing. But the thing that the Bears can't do that I wish they could for their sake is restructure the team with the Packers corporate structure. Do you think there are enough fans who would put up enough money to own the $5 billion value of the Bears?
I would hope so, but if I had to bet my left pinky, I'm not sure.
All right, that's game. That is game. Sorry, Carl. That's game. Aaron Rodgers is about to go 23-5 against the Bears. He still owns you.
I wonder what if you add in Brett Favre into there from Super Bowl after the Super Bowl 80. What is that? 86 and on.
Yep. Favre came in 92. Your Bears had some years in the 2000s where they owned us a bit.
Okay.
That Super Bowl team, especially that ran into Peyton Manning in that Super Bowl and lost, but got there. With Rex Grossman.
Yes. I think Hester helped a little bit.
Devin Hester was ridiculous. Yes, Edward, thank you. And yes, poor Carl for ping pong and now this.
Oh, you had to bring that up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we were playing ping pong. I go, I have my own ping pong paddle that I actually bought for work. And Dave had to show me up how it's played.
And some fixtures for the Bears. Maybe a stronger offensive lineman. Scott Michelle saying good cornerbacks. Edward the Trash Talker saying improve the lines and a quarterback. And the Toll Road saying not to trade Khalil Mack.
I was surprised, but again, NFL lifespan is so short.
I know.
Unless you're a quarterback with a big name, it's your especially running backs. I'm surprised how short running backs are.
Yes. The average NFL career is 4 years. You make your coin immediately as you can and get moving.
Yeah.
And save it up. Because you can retire on that money.
Yeah, it's just sad because, they pay the house, they pay the car, not knowing there's taxes, and the car is not going to last the next 40 years.
Edward the Trash Talker, the Seahawks are my other favorite team in the NFL. That's a fun squad to follow. That's a fun fan culture, too. Very fun fan culture, Seattle. Fields trying to make a miracle happen. Oh, the man can dance in the pocket. And then he just did something Carl will not like. When you watch it. Oh, the party going on the Lambeau sideline. Oh, man.
All right, it's coming. I'm going to sleep to nightmares.
One of the most beautiful things that you can ever listen to.
Oh.
I'm sorry, Carl. Sorry, not sorry. But Jair Alexander, what a job there. And Field should have seen him. He should not have thrown that football. but one of the most fun things you can listen to, win or lose, is Chicago sports talk radio after a Bears game. You ever listen to like WGN afterward with like Ed O'Bradovich and Dan Hampton, or like the Score afterward? I really should advertise the Score.
Yeah,
they're on Odyssey.
I know I've heard it before, but it's not something that I traditionally do.
I mean,
I do like this format though, with the live stream and be able to chat with other friends.
Yeah,
the UFC. I know you're probably not again, just because I'm from a big UFC fan from MMA. Joe Rogan does for once he doesn't announce where it's like a fight companion where he has like 5 friends sitting all together.
Yeah,
Fights. Like imagine one of this where you have 5 folks just like watching, or even live would be the best.
We should do it for like the Super Bowl. We really should. I don't know if I want to do it if the Packers are in the Super Bowl.
Because you want to concentrate?
That could be ridiculous. But if it's just a general Super Bowl, I would love to try that.
We're going to Vegas. Is that what you're telling me? That's good. I'll beat you over
do it this way. Just do it through StreamYard. But yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do that if the Packers are playing in the game. I would be going too crazy.
Yeah.
You saw what I was like when the Bucks won the championship.
Yeah.
And I remember when the Packers won it in 96. That was such a pins and needles game. And it was just ridiculous. 2010, I was working the game.
Oh, wow.
So I couldn't be a fan. And then the next Father's Day, we pulled out the tape of the game and watched it as a fan. And I felt all the nervousness of that game, even though we knew who was going to win. It was such a close game. It was Father's Day. It was like 3:00 in the afternoon. We're ordering pizza, 75 degrees outside. I'm in shorts, and I'm reliving the Super Bowl.
That's amazing.
And all right, final first down. That's ball game.
Hey, did you hear Jay? Did you hear Dana White again? This is from my UFC.
Okay,
it was pretty close. I didn't see it on national news, but it came off a press conference where Brady and Gronk both agreed to go to the Raiders before the Tampa Bay, but the head coach said no.
I'd seen that report.
Yeah. So because I think Dana White was trying to broker it. He's pretty powerful in the Vegas scene.
Yeah.
So he was working stuff behind the scenes, and it came out, and he confirmed it during a call. Like I'm like, I would be so mad if I was a Raiders fan.
Oh, I know.
But you wouldn't know. Who would have thought he would do that well outside the Patriots system? But still,
I mean, John Gruden, think. Granted, you didn't think in a whole lot of things. That's why you don't have a job right now.
Yeah, they had him like they both said like Brady. They said that Brady was super bad.
Yep.
But anyways,
27-10 Packers final over the Bears. But like, I remember distinctly after our game when we went to go see the Brewers in Cleveland, and we caught the no-hitter in the 13th game we've been to as a family, 13th different stadium for a game.
Yep.
We released the video of the Cleveland restaurant video, and we're sitting on this patio at this Italian place. Great pizzas, by the way. And we're doing this video of Carrie's creme brulee. And all of a sudden, the kid starts doing a John Gruden impersonation. And I'm like, that's brilliant and beautiful. A week later, John Gruden gets fired. And all the stuff comes out about him. I'm like, what kind of bad timing is this? I mean, what do you do?
Oh my gosh.
What do you do? King Pookie Nation, you gained 8 subs. Congratulations. And the poll pick was the Bears. It jinxed Chicago. You had a lot of Bears fans in this chat, which is cool. Always welcome. Always welcome. Good people wear different laundry. That's okay. That's okay.
This was super fun. Thanks for inviting me. Like, I could have missed this one. I'm like, Bears Packers. I'm like, I wonder if they have a live show. Yes, they do.
Yes. Thank you so much for popping in. Mr. Marvel, you miss Anthony. The kid went to bed for school. But thank you. I mean, we had a ball with you, Carl. We had a ball anytime. And when your Cubs are here in Philly, let us know if you're going to come out. We'd love to have you. We'd love to catch the game. We'd love to show off Philadelphia to you.
That would be awesome.
Deal. And we have the room here, too.
Yeah.
Crash here.
Definitely.
Awesome. Awesome. For the kid who's upstairs, sleeping for school tomorrow, for Carl from Santos Chronicles, I'm Daddy. What should everyone do for both our channels?
Oh, definitely like and subscribe.
Yep. Hit the bell, smash the bell, as the Philadelphia Phillies say, ding, ding, ding. As Apollo Creed said to Rocky Balboa at the end of Rocky III. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.